Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
Dave show with Jason Ross. No Carmichael Dave today, as you know, yesterday. This is his travel day. Him and his 4 Chargers are making their way to, as he would say, across the pond. Where does he sound like he's from?
You sound like you're from London.
Yep, he does. Actually, I think he is right about leaving now, I think, from San Francisco. He had the late night, early morning, which I guess we're all kind of used to. Are you there yet, Chris, where you're used to these early mornings?
If I have to wake up early on a weekend, it's not like
it's not torture.
Yeah.
Though, if you don't have to wake up early in the weekend, you like to sleep in if you can, right?
Definitely.
Whatever version that is for you.
Yeah. Except I'm a dumb soccer fan, so I'm up at 7 anyways.
Yeah.
Or 4:30.
Was it last I think you had sent me a note. I missed Friday's show. I had to travel down to Los Angeles, drove down, got there pretty late Thursday night, was up talking with family, and I'd been up since dark 30 or whatever for the show. Went to sleep and woke up. I was like, what? It was like 9:45. I was like, yes, that was fabulous. I mean, that was rare, but you take those days when you can have it. Good morning, everyone. Welcome in. We have got a jam-packed show today. We have a lot to cover from the NBA last night. Oh, my goodness. Did you I know you have an affinity for former King Tyrese Halliburton. I would love to know your reaction or words that you said, if you can say them on the air.
You saw my reaction.
I did?
I texted it to the group.
You did?
Yeah.
Obviously.
As soon as he made the shot.
Got it. You know what? No, here's what's interesting. So you sent a pretty funny tweet to the group yesterday about the animals in the car, and do you remember what that is?
No.
Where the kids looking out the car, and
sorry, Dave is texting me.
Oh, okay. Let me make sure I have this right. Yeah, there's a car driving by, the kids looking out the car. It's an animated thing, wasn't that?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so that's what you sent. Here's what I did last night, and this is something I try not to do, but I was watching 3/4 of the game. It was just the beginning of the fourth. People that watch the game, you'll know exactly when this happened. It's beginning of the fourth quarter. Knicks are still up 1-3, maybe. Brunson just got his 5th foul. I'm like, ugh, for the Knicks. And then they're starting to build a little bit of a lead. I think I left my house, so we had some friends in the neighborhood that were like, hey, we're going to go for a walk, go get a yogurt. We went with them, frozen yogurt down the street. I'm like, perfect. Record. I don't like to do that, but I'm like, I'm not gonna
say no to frozen yogurt.
Exactly. And I'm not gonna look at my phone. I can do that. That's easy for me to do. I leave the house, I don't know, 9 minutes left. Knicks are up, I think, between 7 and 9. So I'm not thinking they've got it in the bag, but it's starting to look pretty good. Do the walk. I mean, the game should be over, I'm thinking at this point. Get yogurt, outside, talk, blah, blah, blah. Have a good time. Walking back, and then there's a restaurant near where we get the yogurt. And we were telling them how they remodeled some of it. We look in there, and I could see one of the big screens, and I could tell they're interviewing a player from Indiana. I'm like, oh, wow. The Pacers won.
What? Oh, I thought you were going to say, man, what a terrible move. They're interviewing the losing team?
I actually said that to my wife. She goes, well, maybe they were interviewing the losing team. I go, no, they're not. Indiana must have won. So I'm like, well, all right. They were down 7-9, and it's not like, that's not crazy. Oh, my gosh. Then I go home and watch it, and I saw your text literally this morning. So in my mind, that text was from the tweet, yours and Dave's back and forth, because it kind of fit into what you had tweeted us, the tweet you had shared with us. Having no idea in my mind that's from the game. Duh, should have figured that out. So when you said, anyway.
Blanky, blank.
Yeah. That was your reaction?
Yeah, well, as soon as, I'm trying to remember the play, he goes up and he misses, right? Or so he misses.
Yeah.
And then he gets the ball back. And as soon as he got the ball back, I'm like, no, because I knew exactly what he was going to do.
You thought he was going to circle
He's
back
going to step back for a three. We've seen this all the time. And as soon as it went up, and then it hits the back of the rim, and I'm just like, it's one of those things of like, you could see it coming. And I'm like, you've got to be blanking, kidding me.
Yeah. It's almost, all of it's bizarre and surreal. For me, I now knew that Indiana won, and when I got home, like the game was still on, but I recorded it, so I was like rewinding it, and like I think right when they were saying it, or they were signing off with the player they were interviewing was Neesmith. Like, congratulations, overtime win. I'm like, overtime? So now when I'm rewinding it to where I started, it's weird to me that it was weird. Like, how do they even get to overtime? When it was 17 with 450, it was still like 11 with 2.5. I mean, it just didn't make any sense knowing that it happens. Oh my goodness. And then Halliburton, for those here that are Halliburton lovers or hater, I don't know, just a crazy, crazy game that we will relive today. We will also talk with Sam Amick about that game, about the Western Conference Finals, about all things NBA, about the newest MVP, SGA, the foul merchant. Can we do it? Can we say it? Doris Burke said it, so it's okay.
Yeah, it's fine now.
Yeah, now we're good. We all got clearance. We'll be good at business at 7:30 with Kelly Brothers when he joins us to talk sports business.
You said it, so
yeah, it's breaking news. He's at 7:30, and we're going to check in with the hottest of the Athletics, and I do mean hot, Nick Kurtz. Hit 2 home runs yesterday, hit a home run the day before that. His team, not so much. They've lost 8 in a row. He's going to join us around 8:45. So we got a lot to cover today between now and 10 o'clock. And then, of course, at 10, Alan Stiles will come in a little before that for Crosstalk. We'll have celebrity birthdays, so on and so forth. So that is kind of the show rundown. We'll have all the other stuff in between. But, yeah, that was quite a night. We will be discussing that a little bit later. And, Chris, by the way, really good frozen yogurt last night. Haven't had it in a long time. Big toppings guy.
Ooh, I don't think I've had – it's probably over 10 years.
10 years?
Yeah.
I would say we have one that's not – I mean, obviously it's a walk from our house, not far.
It might be closer to 15.
That might have been my first of 20 – yeah, I bet that's the first time of 2025, but I had it probably in, I don't know, September, October, maybe. So it had been a while, but if you were to go and get frozen yogurt, what would you get?
And this isn't the Nathan for you poop flavored frozen yogurt.
It is not.
Okay.
Not that I know of.
I'm also a toppings guy too, so I'd go with vanilla as the base. I don't know. Sometimes you see like a fun one that I'm like, oh, I'll try that one out.
Yeah, it probably would have to be either like a toffee or coffee or praline something. Because normally, like in ice cream, I gotta have a cookie in there. I gotta have M&Ms, cookie dough, chocolate chip, something else in the ice cream than just vanilla or I mean, if that's the only thing you have, like for a Alamo, sure. But if I'm getting ice cream, I'm getting, I don't know, this is ever since I was a kid. If I had bubblegum ice cream, that was like the greatest thing ever. Now I'd never get that. But, like I said, cookies and cream.
That always grossed me out.
It did?
Yeah.
I always thought that was the coolest thing.
Like
bubblegum.
Yeah, like, you're not supposed to eat bubblegum, though.
Why aren't you supposed to eat it?
Huh? You're not supposed to, like, swallow it.
Well, I don't think I swallowed it. Maybe I did. Probably did.
Wait, you spit it out?
No, I chewed it.
So there's, like, pieces of bubblegum in it.
Yes.
And then you chew it around the ice cream.
I think so. Maybe I did eat it. I don't know. I haven't had it in 100 years, but you never had bubblegum ice cream? You never ordered that?
No.
Okay. And then, to me, little pro tip, I would say on the toppings, if you're getting frozen yogurt, start with the base, like you said, Chris. So if it's vanilla, but I think last night I had vanilla custard or whatever, did a little bit of a base, then some toppings. Then you get some more ice cream, frozen yogurt, and then the toppings on top. And there you go. And that is one to grow on. All right. Well, here we go. While you're here with us today, thank you so much for those of you checking us out this morning on YouTube. Picture looks great. We look handsome. Hit a thumbs up if you agree. If you don't, we'll know what you think of us. While you're here, we appreciate that. Hit thumbs up. Hit us up on the text line. 916-339-1140 is our phone number. 1-800-920-1140. That's how you text us. 1-800-920-1140 to call in, or on the text line as well. Who does the choke sign when you have a foot on the line? Yeah, in retrospect, he even kind of called himself out.
If they would have lost in overtime, like that would have been perfect.
We also have Tyrese as a cornball. He loves that heel move. He's public enemy number one, but they got a game that they didn't think they would get. Will that be a difference in the series? We will talk about that and more as we're just getting started here on a Thursday on Sacktown Sports.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sacktown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sacktown Sports app.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Roseville Auto Mall.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center for your Thursday. Bright sunshine expected and nice cool start to the day thanks to the Delta breeze. Delta breeze will trim back temperatures this afternoon. Expect daytime highs mid to upper 80s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
The Roseville Auto Mall is Northern California's ultimate destination when looking for your next vehicle. Find the largest selection with 20 top brands. Take advantage of huge savings during our Memorial Day sales event going on now at the Roseville Auto Mall. Driven to be the best.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave here reminding you to gear up for Memorial Day and summer barbecue parties at Amy's Outdoor Living, your grilling headquarters. Now, while others have raised prices, Amy's is keeping their low prices through May 26th. Weber, Traeger, Rectech, Blackstone, new Traeger Woodridge, $200 off at $6.99. The popular Weber Genesis starts at $7.99. $7.99. Rectech pellet grills, my brother's favorite, lowest price of the year. And Gosney pizza ovens, I've had mine for a year. I love it. Starts at $3.99 plus no sales tax on in-stock patio furniture through May 26th. You need umbrellas or cushions? Amy's has a great supply in many colors. Memorial Day is the perfect time to get that new barbecue grill you want. Amy's Outdoor Living in 2 locations, in Sacramento on El Camino near Watt, and in the El Dorado Town Center.
Let's do it. Leading off, the 3 top stories in the morning.
Huge news. This is very important.
Here's cut number 1.
That is a taunt if I ever saw one. Ball would be played in. Halliburton gives it to Towns. That is a taunt if I ever saw one.
Yes, it is. He is served Petty a lot.
Yeah, that was totally unnecessary and not very wise.
It's the pettiness that gets the best of you. But
either way, they're going to get out of here with a big-time Game 1 win.
Yeah, that was a theft. It really was. Look, Indiana played pretty well throughout the game. The game had its twists and turns, and I think Ernie Johnson said this at the half, and I totally agree. He's like, if we get 7 of these, sign me up. There's Dave brought it up yesterday, and I think he's not wrong for it, that, look, there's history in this rivalry, but what it is right now is history. It was 20-plus years ago. And they're not geographical. They haven't had a lot of playoff battles lately. But moments like last night, the way the game played out, it's on. The series is on. And what will that ultimately mean in the end? I don't know. But another game where you don't see a ton of separation between the teams. You can see how if things fall in this order for Indiana, it will be a good series for them. You can see elements, too, where if the Knicks get it like this and that, and boom, it's going to be a good series for them. This was a game that if the Knicks lose the series, depending, if it ends up being 4-0, 4-1, 4-2 even, they'll go, man, that first game. Now, we got a lot of series left. We'll see where this plays out. But it was wildly entertaining. I thought the first half of the first quarter was as good of basketball. I think there were differences between like Stan Van Gundy and Reggie Miller describing it, between how great the offenses were. And then, I think Van Gundy was like, nobody's playing defense. I just thought everybody's making shots. I mean, it was like, my goodness, Indiana was 8 for 8, something like that. And Knicks were right there with them. I remember thinking, man, both teams are playing really well, but neither team was establishing leads. As we addressed earlier, the Knicks finally got the lead, finally got separation. And with the little bit amount of time that was left, that's a game you got to win. We know comebacks happen. The Kings have seen it. Every team have seen it. It's all very possible. But some missed free throws, some poor defense on threes for Nesmith to get as hot as he did to make, 5 threes in a short amount of time. And then Halliburton's heroics, and even the way that played out, like Chris said, look, he hits what he thinks is the game-winning shot. And think about that high bouncer as high as the shot clock, the drama of waiting for that result. Like, you think it's a miss, but it's not far off. Is this still going to go in? Wait, this might go in. It does. They go nuts thinking it's the game winner. He does the famous choke sign. Then it has to go overtime. And I think that, the Knicks scored the first 4, so it's like, maybe the Knicks restored order. This game took us on turns and twists, and I'm here for it, especially when you don't have a dog in the fight, but I immediately put myself, and I don't know if you guys do this too, I put myself in, if this were the King's shoes. And here's where, I think generally on the show, between Dave and I'm obviously the far more optimistic one. But I will say, when I put myself in the shoes, I don't generally lean to the team that won that game. Like, I'm not thinking, man, if this were the Kings in this series, imagine being the Kings and they were the Pacers. I kind of think of it as the other way. I go, imagine being the home team. Imagine being the Knicks. Imagine losing that way. That's what I think about if it was the Kings, because they have lost like that. They have done more of that than what the Indiana Pacers did. It is only one game. You wonder about the mental part of it. That's a gut punch. That is a really difficult way to lose. And there you go. And now, how do the Knicks respond in a couple of days? They did good things. They can look at what Brunson did, Towns, Bridget. Like, a lot of guys played well. But they'll look at, like I said, some missed free throws. They didn't get the timely rebounds they were getting earlier in the game. Crowd was awesome, yet devastated by the end. And that's a playoff memory game. I mean, honestly, if Tyrese's shot was for 3 and the game winner, it still might be remembered. Like, look, the famous Allen Iverson corner 3 step over Ty Lue is something that kind of lives still. And that was game 1. And that was the only game Philly won in the series. And that's it. But this could fall in line with that. This could be adding on to the Knicks Pacers legacy. It could just be an isolated thing, but it was pretty incredible, and Indiana got the job done. We'll dive into that a little bit more coming up. Let's get to cut number 2.
Cut number 2.
One out pretty short. Neto has it. Say goodnight to the A's. It is a 6-game winning streak. Back-to-back series wins, and the Halos are hammering the baseball.
They are feasting off A's pitching. A's pitching right now is not getting the job done. And timing is everything. The Angels got off to a good start. Then they were an absolute wreck. They were kind of hot coming in, and they've kept it going. So, it's timing of when you play teams right now. The A's aren't executing, aren't performing, and they're playing a team that's particularly hot, and the A's are helping with that. So all that goodwill that the Athletics had built up right there, threatening on that Wednesday day game against Seattle, where they had the lead and couldn't close that game. Had they won, they would have been in first place. They were still threatening for first place. The Yankees came in, lost a couple there, and so on and so forth. Dodgers, now they're in last place. And that's what will happen when you lose 8 in a row, 1-9 in their last 10. It's still the same team that has some pretty good elements, but boy, man, their weaknesses right now are showing up. Sometimes their defense lets them down. Sometimes it's their starting and or middle relief pitching. And they're getting hits, they're getting runs, they're not getting the big innings. They are leaving so many batters on base. Last night, Nick Kurtz, great to see him now really start to warm up. He's their future big hitter. Finally broke through, got his home run in L.A. Then he's got 3 in the last 2 games, hitting 2 last night, but needs more opportunities, needs more people on. I know they've had people on, but it just they're not putting it all together. It's almost as simple as that. They kind of need to put it all together to win, and they were in stretches, but this is not a stretch like that at all. They are really, really struggling. They play a day game today. See if they can just salvage one against the Angels before the homestand continues with Philadelphia coming in tomorrow. All right, so let's get to our last cut in leading off.
Cut number 3.
There's a reason NBA Twitter likes to call him the free throw merchant, Mike.
Oh, hi, Doris. James Harden? Who was it, Doris? Say it again.
There's a reason NBA Twitter likes to call him the free throw merchant, Mike.
Oh, NBA Twitter. Yeah, so SGA. Congratulations. He wins the MVP. I would say that he had an MVP season. I would say Jokic had definitely an MVP season. Probably Giannis, too. Those were the top 3 vote getters. Those were the 3 finalists. It finished Giannis 3rd, Jokic 2nd, and SGA number 1.
The thing I don't like about it is you could basically fit your narrative to pick your player.
Absolutely.
Like there's no definitive, this is what is it the best player? Is it the best player on the best team?
Right. I think we've done, if I asked you I don't know, try to give your what would you say is your definition of the MVP?
The best player.
The best player in the league?
Yes.
And I don't think you would say that's SGA. Or would you?
I wouldn't say he was the best player this season.
So
I would say hands down best player on the best team. No question.
That's what he was.
Yes.
But that's not the MVP.
That's not what I think the MVP is.
You say just the best player.
But then but I'm saying that I don't have a problem with saying no, it should go to the best player on the best team. Okay. Well, that's your definition of it.
Yeah. And then people go, well, value. What if you took this player off the team? Wouldn't OKC be good? Yeah. But is that the definition? I think you take Jokic off Denver, you take SGA off OKC, I think Denver falls apart.
Yes.
So isn't that value? Well, yeah. But is that the definition? I don't know.
The best part is Russell Westbrook averaging a triple-double, which hadn't been done since Oscar Robertson. Obviously, this guy is the MVP.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they were the 4th best team in their conference. No. Well, he triple-double, then he did it again. It's okay, well.
He did it, so big deal.
He's not
that is a big deal. Yeah.
It's either a big deal or it's not a big deal.
Right, and we change it. The goalposts move all the time. And right, wrong, and different. We're going to talk a little bit more about SGA a little bit later because He is a phenomenal player. I think he deserved to be MVP. I have no problem with the MVP voting. But I'm thinking historical. This is something that legacies are made. Not a lot of people will ever win an MVP. There are great players that have never won an MVP. There are top 10 players that won one. Is he going to be in that line of great players? Or is he going to see multiple of these? That's something we'll discuss a little bit later. All right. When we come back, we'll do a little bit of a deeper dive, an audio listen back to a Game 1 classic. It went overtime. The Pacers won. Oh, my. How did they do it? And Halliburton, you like that heel roll. Oh, New York hates Tyrese Halliburton, but he's the last one standing right now and laughing at the moment. We'll relive the Knicks Pacers thriller from last night next.
Keegan Murray plays here.
Keegan scores another three-pointer. Keegan Murray knocking it down for 23 points. Match De'Aaron Fox for game scoring honors.
Sacktown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
Memorial Day celebration comes early at Elk Grove Honda. See, test drive, and purchase your brand new Elk Grove Honda at attractive prices right now. Visit Elk Grove Honda in the Elk Grove Auto Mall. We have the right Honda at the right price.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
Hi, Sacramento. It's the No Surprise Guys at Bell Brothers Plumbing and Air Conditioning. Is your AC on the fritz? Call Bell Brothers. Looking to replace your old unit with a 0% financing and no payments for 12 months on approved credit? Call Bell Brothers. We're fast, reliable, and respect your time by showing up when we say we will. The price we quote is the price you pay. We are the No Surprise Guys. Call today to get a free estimate on a new HVAC system, or simply schedule your $87 AC Precision tune-up to keep your system running smoothly. With more technicians, more trucks, and more experience, we get the job done right the first time. No surprises. Our technicians are all background checked, drug tested, and will leave the work area cleaner than they found it. Don't wait. Call Bell Brothers today or book online at nosurpriseguys.com. That's nosurpriseguys.com.
No Surprise Guys, Bell Brothers.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-859-6688. 800-859-6688. 800-859-6688.
Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body? Huh? That's why you should shower with Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash instead of plain old bar soap. Love your skin by super hydrating it with vitamin B3 and glorious notes of vanilla and shea. Did you know that my super hydrated skin is the second largest organ of my body? The first is my heart. Old Spice. Men have skin too. Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash. 24/7 renewing moisture. With daily use.
What's going on? I'm talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Chad, tell me what's happening for Chrysler's Employee Pricing Plus event.
There's been a lot of talk lately about electric vehicles, and this has to be one of my favorites. And right now, don't just get the employee pricing, get Employee Pricing Plus with a little extra Hoblet discount. When you save up to $10,000 off MSRP on new 2025 Jeep Wrangler Rubicon 4xEs. These Jeeps are so much fun to drive and save you a bundle at the pump.
They save money. They look pretty nice, too.
Those Jeeps have been hugely popular, and everyone I've talked to loves them. Plus, you get to experience our award-winning customer service. And remember to check out the new Hoblet Certified Pre-Owned Supercenter with nearly 200 vehicles available and over 50 under $20,000. Whatever you're looking for, Hoblet has it.
Search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
10,000 total net savings after 2,500 factory rebates and 7,500 dealer discounts, including employee pricing for all. Rebates may include 500 first responder bonus cash for eligible first responders. VIN number 24461 and 24463. See dealer for details.
With 25 award-winning years in Northern California, Ashton & Price is your local injury law firm. Pro attorney tip: if a firm presents as local but they're in LA, red flag. If your first consultation is not with a lawyer, big red flag. At Ashton & Price, your first consult is with a local attorney, and if serious injury prevents travel, a lawyer will come to you. Still not enough? George Washington's my uncle. At Ashton & Price, no red flags, just red, white, and blue.
Remember,
For the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
The clock is ticking, Ethan. Hey, movie fans, get ready for the ultimate summer blockbuster at the Esquire IMAX Theater in downtown Sacramento. Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning. I need you to trust me. Filmed for IMAX, every mission has led to this. Feel every heart-pounding moment on Esquire IMAX's 6-story screen with thunderous audio. Grab your reserved seats now at IMAX.com/Sacramento. The Esquire IMAX Theater, the world's most immersive movie experience for Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Bring the whole family to Sutter Health Park for Sacramento River Cats baseball. It's more than a game. It's an experience your kids will never forget. Enjoy exciting action on the field, delicious ballpark food, and fun activities for all ages. From meeting Dinger the mascot to running the bases every Sunday, there's something for everyone. Create lasting memories with your family this season. Get your tickets at rivercats.com.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
On Sacktown Sports.
All right, back here this morning on the show, Jason Ross, Christopher Law. Dave's back with us tomorrow via remote. We are taking you through this one here this morning. A couple texts to clean up before we get into a little bit more of the Knicks-Pacers thriller last night. Chris, where was this question for us? Because I have not said yes to this question, but I wonder if you have. Let me see. Oh, yeah. From the text line at 916-339-1140, have you guys tried, and I might be mispronouncing this, so excuse me, Somi in Elk Grove?
No.
Okay, it says it's Korean ice cream. I have not.
Usually stay away from Elk Grove.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Issues with the Grove?
It's too south.
Oh, yeah. Chris is South Sacramento, not that south.
Well, right when it gets to Cosumnes, that's when I stop.
It's like a wall there.
Yeah.
Build a wall?
Yeah.
We know your parameters. Is there a north wall that you get past? It's like, too far. West, east, or west?
Natomas.
I
don't hang out there.
Yeah. You don't go to Alan's house?
Occasionally I'll go to West Sac.
Yeah.
East, I'm trying to think. Before Roseville.
Okay.
Before Citrus Heights.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, you guy knows his boundaries.
I'd say Arden probably. Maybe this is the most east.
Yes. If you didn't work over this way, yeah. Someone else. Wait, Dave has had his pizza oven for over a year and he still botched 2 pizzas? LOL. That he was really bothered by that. Really bothered by
That's the second time.
I would be too. That's frustration, right?
He's not waiting for it to cook enough. That's the only thing I could think of.
I'm bothered that it's still sitting in there.
Yes.
He doesn't care. I'm bothered by that. And it's not even being like, I wouldn't say anyone say I'm a neat freak by any means. It'd be like, and he's like, oh, I don't care if it's up high. And then you're like, oh yeah, the animals cannot possibly climb up and get that. Yeah. I'm just like, what are you going to have in there? Critters and stuff eating why are they burnt? I don't even know what the toppings are, just sitting there. Basically what I was thinking is he was leaving that for his wife and kids. I'll be gone. You guys deal with it. All right. So last night, an incredible game. I mean, again, I don't know if you guys out there are listening are rooting for the Pacers or rooting for the Knicks. And in some cases, if you're Kings fans, you might be rooting against the Pacers or for whatever reason against the Knicks. I don't know why, but whatever. I do know there are portions of people here that were big Tyrese Halliburton fans. And I think over time, I get the sense from social media, from texts, from calls, from different things that has changed over time. And I totally understand why. I'm not even questioning that. So my read is there might be more people rooting against the Pacers. And part of it might be Tyrese. Part of it also might be it's Tyrese too, and the fact that this is the guy they traded, and if he gets, well, he's already gotten farther than the Kings have, but if he ever got a championship, that's the one that got away, all that kind of stuff. I totally get that. But just thinking about the game itself and thinking about it from each side, I mean, if you are a Pacers fan, you probably love what this team is doing, how they've been winning, how hot they've been really since January 1st. You are probably in the group that you love the theatrics of Tyrese Halliburton. That's your guy. That's your point guard. That's your player. The Knicks fans, they are thinking, how in the world did we lose that game? And for those of you, I'm assuming most of you saw it. But Chris, I'm actually looking back at the box score, the play-by-play. It's actually even more fascinating than I even remember. Like sometimes when you just put the lead next to the score or next to the time and you're going, the math almost doesn't make sense.
Once it got to like the 3-minute mark, it felt like they were playing not to lose.
Okay, so I'm going to go to the 3-minute mark. At the 3-minute mark, the lead was 11, which is good. But 9 seconds into the 3-minute mark, so at 2:51, Jalen Brunson hit a 3. So it's 14.
Yeah.
With 2:51 to go. 14. All right, pick another time between then and the rest of the game.
2 minutes.
The 2-minute mark. All right, Indiana had just made one of those Neesmith threes to cut the game from 11 to 8. Okay, I mean, that's still a little nerve-wracking, but it's 8. It still got to 9 with 58.8 to go. That actually, I mean, again, I told you how I saw it. So knowing how I would have thought 3 possession under a minute, that Brunson layup, that's probably the dagger. Right after that, Neesmith 3. 6. Towns got a layup. It's 8 again. So you lost a point. You've shaved 17 seconds off. There's 41.7 to go with an 8-point lead. It's over. Neesmith, another 3. Yikes. Don't like this. That's with 34 seconds left. Okay, it's 5. This is where the Knicks, when they look at this is the part of the game they'll look at. The next possession was the ruling, the challenge, where it was a turnover, and the pass to the sideline tipped off of Brunson's hands.
Wasn't that in overtime?
Let me see. Do I have this right? Personal foul. Oh, no. This was Jalen Brunson, bad pass, Siakam steal. Timeout, challenge, Indiana, turnover. They ruled it a turnover. I thought Indiana was out of timeouts. Why am I remembering this differently? Anyway, that's the way it's written in the play-by-play. But turnover on on New York at the 29-second mark, still with a 5-point lead. Neesmith hits another 3. And from here on out, okay, they have to foul. They foul Towns. 1 of 2. Leaves the door open. They're still up 3. Neesmith gets fouled. He makes both. Still 1.
That one, they fouled him way too early, too.
I totally agree with that. So 12 seconds was too early. Up 1. Then you get Anunoby's fouled with 7 seconds left. Missed the first, made the second. It's 2, and then it gets to Tyreek's moment. And that truly was unbelievable. Let's listen back to a few things here at how it played out. And let me see if I can find that Tyrese shot here called by different sources. Let's see. I know we have the Indiana call. I don't know if the Knicks have the call here. No, but here's how they're feeling in the fourth for the Knicks, because it's looking really, really good.
Same play for Brunson. Dribbles across the paint this time. Lefty scoop shot is good. They do not have an answer for Jalen Brunson. He just tied Patrick Ewing with his 18th 30-point Knicks playoff game. Knicks by 3. Offensive rebound, Towns. Double team left block, will take it right to the rim. Crazy reverse layup is good. What a shot from a 7-footer.
Yeah, so these are all fourth quarter highlights for the Knicks.
Anunoby posting Mathurin, far side block, faces up, one dribble, half spin, backs him down again. Tough bank shot goes for OG. He's got 5 unanswered points. Rick Carlisle calls timeout.
All right, now let's get to the dramatics. Let's hear it sounded in Indiana.
2-point game, 6 seconds to go. Halliburton driving. He's in the lane. He nearly lost it. He backs up and unloads a 3. Oh, that did not happen. It hit the back of the rim. It popped high into the air, and it dropped gently through the net.
I
hate you. I hate you.
You are not going to be okay if they win this.
Yeah, I'll be fine.
What if there are more moments
See,
like
if
that?
just like, so say it goes all the way to Tyrese winning a championship, then I just can't say anything about him.
Yeah. Could you imagine that was a 3? So let's go down that road, and Tyrese does the choke gesture. If that was game 7,
Ugh.
I mean, it's game 1.
Here's the thing too that I forgot that someone brought up isn't in that series where he did that, the Pacers ended up losing the series.
I don't know. In lore, it's like yeah. I probably is that the one the Knicks got to the finals?
Yeah.
Okay, so, and that one, if I remember right, it was like a 5-point lead with like 4 seconds left or whatever. Reggie hits the 3, inbound steal, step back 3. I mean, the fact that Reggie's on the call. Tyrese had it ready. He had it in the hopper. Before we break, let's hear Tyrese talking about going to that celebration maybe a bit too early.
Gesture. How much do you know about where that came from, the game, where Reggie did it, and sort of what happened?
I've seen that winning time doc probably like 50 times growing up. So I know that they didn't win the series. So I would not like to repeat that. But I think that's just a historic moment, and that was obviously more him versus Spike, kind of the one-on-one, and that just felt like it was to everybody, but to him too. I wanted him to see it more than anything. But I think it's just really cool to continue to make my own history, and this group to make our own history, while also showing respect and love to the ones that came before us. So definitely a special moment, and something I won't forget.
I thought he was say also showing respect to the Knicks fans.
You remember that documentary, right?
I do.
The 30 for 30. How long ago do you think that was?
15.
If you ask me, I would like, that was like 7-8 years ago.
Yeah, it was a 15
years ago. Because when he said, I grew up watching it, I'm like, okay, Tyrese, whatever. I'm like, you were 10. Yeah, you did grow up watching it.
And then he ends up a Pacer, and here it is. Man, incredible game, incredible moments. More of that.
He would have said, I watched One's Brothers like 30 times if he was still a king.
Yeah, exactly. Here's one. I'm rooting for Hallie. I'm happy for him. It's interesting people in Sac are mad at him, yet Fox is the player that forced a trade, and it's okay. And not everybody's okay with that either. All right, break time for us. When we come back, we've got Safer out. We got much more on this from yesterday's game. Much more with Sam Amick when he joins us at 8. Also still to come, Kelly Brothers at 7:30. And A's rookie first baseman Nick Kurtz will join us at 8:45. Big show. We're rolling right along here on Sacktown Sports.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app.
San Francisco! What a laser from Brock Purdy, and what a catch.
San Francisco 49ers single game tickets are available now.
Intercepted by Fred Warner. Fred gets up and runs back the other way. One block and he's in. Gonna throw left for the end zone. It's caught by George Kittle.
Secure your seats at 49ers.com/tickets.
Touchdown!
The Memorial Day Race to Savings is on. Get the best deals of the season at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Looking to own or lease? During the Memorial Day Race to Savings, drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our number one priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
My perfect day has sand, salt water, and friends. But my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can take me out of the moment. Now I'm all in with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi. Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, most people saw 90% clearer skin, and many were even 100% plaque-free at 4 months. Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis. Visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Thunder, feel the thunder. It's the energy all around you.
Lightning and the thunder.
The thrill of the moments to come. Introducing all new high-limit slots, showcasing over 260 exciting slots, impeccable service, premium amenities, and action that's unmatched.
Thunder, feel the thunder. Lightning and the thunder.
Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Feel the thunder.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Have you noticed cracks in your drywall, chimney, or exterior walls? I hope not, because if you have, they could be indications that you've got a much bigger problem with your foundation. That's where Groundworks comes in. They can honestly assess your situation and create a plan to stabilize your foundation. Schedule your free inspection at groundworks.com/row. And while you're there, check out my latest dirty job. It's a good one.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Carmichael Dave here for my good friends at American Energy. As a native Sacramentan, I can tell you, not that you need to know, that it might be nice right now, but turn the corner and oh my God, it's so hot. Yeah, you know, summer is coming. And my friends at American Energy want to make sure you are dialed with your AC unit. So how about this? Half off tune-up right now. It's a special going on, just $24.50. Get your air conditioner tuned up, a free diagnostic. And oh, by the way, if you need a new AC unit, up to $3,500 in rebates on qualifying system installations. That's right. They've been serving the greater Sacramento area since 1981. A+ with the Better Business Bureau. Give them a call, 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990. Here's the song.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Safe or out? It's time to go around baseball. 3 pitches, 3 swings. It's safe or out on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
All right, before we get to safe or out, Chris, question for you. This is from John F. on our YouTube chat. Good morning, John. How can you hate on that man, Verlad? LOL.
Which one?
I'm assuming Tyrese, but the LOL makes me wonder if John's really questioning you, or is he like, how can you hate on that man? I do too. I don't know. It's tough via...
How can I hate on Tyrese? It's pretty easy.
Why?
Just listen to him talk.
His voice?
Huh?
His voice?
Just everything he says.
Well, 209 says the celebration didn't feel genuine. It felt cheesy, especially the fact that it was just game 1.
If Jason Tatum did something like that, he would be getting killed.
He wouldn't do that.
He wouldn't take someone else's celebration?
Is it that, or is it that it was? I mean, I think everybody probably live thought it was the game winner. You thought it was the game winner, didn't you? Yeah. He said, I know he said it later. He goes, man, I wish I didn't hit that celly because, we had to go overtime. He goes, he had thought about it. Like he knew if it came up. I mean, I don't know that there will be a better moment for it than that. If he has another one, he's fortunate. I mean, it's not that he can't make those shots. It's to be in that position. And the fact that he did it, but it would have been funny if they lost in overtime, but they didn't.
It would have been hilarious.
They won, and he's going to stay public enemy number 1 in New York.
We would have had Knicks Rewind if that would have happened.
Get this call. Let's get on this stat. Knicks Rewind. All right, safer out question number 1.
The Giants reached the 50-game mark at 29-21 and are currently in the National League West Division race and in the last spot in the National League wild card race. Safer out. They will remain in the hunt.
Yeah, they're going to be in this hunt. I mean, look, I think the National League is pretty good. I mean, their division specifically. I mean, the Diamondbacks are a good team, and they're 2 above 500, and they're in 4th. Padres, a half game back of the Giants. Giants are 2 back of the Dodgers, who are the champs and the favorite. Yeah, Giants have flaws, but they're good. That's a good team. They know how to win. They've been winning games, winning close games. I think a perfect game for the Giants to me is a well-pitched game, timely hitting, sound defense, well-managed. Like there's not a ton of frills with that team, but they execute. Like if the A's have the Giants' execution, we're looking at a great team because the A's can hit. Giants score some runs and. But they obviously give up way less than the A's. So, yeah, I think the Giants will stay in contention. The NL got a lot of good candidates. I mean, the fact that they're not only in the division race, I said 3rd in the wild card, actually 2nd in the wild card now after last night. But, I mean, the clearance isn't a lot. The Cardinals, Diamondbacks, Braves all right there, and the Braves got off to a hideous start. They've climbed themselves back to 500. So a couple teams still to watch. But, yeah, I anticipate the Giants staying right in this thing. All right, question number 2.
Giants pitcher Justin Verlander is headed to the injured list. He is also MLB's active leader in wins with 262. Safer out. We won't see another 300-win pitcher.
This is something that's been talked about for a few years. I mean, we could say, to say ever, I'd say out. But this has changed. Chris, I was looking this up. Verlander, obviously, as you said, is the active leader. But here's what was interesting. I think, let me find this, because I was a little bit surprised at the active win leaders right now in Major League Baseball. So there are 3 pitchers with more than 200 wins. And it's Verlander, who's 42. He's 38 wins away. I just don't see him getting there. Max Scherzer, who's 40, is 84 wins away. Clayton Kershaw is 37, is 88 wins away. So it doesn't feel like any of those guys are going to get it. Okay, then what? Well, there are only 18 pitchers in baseball now, 18, that have 100 wins or more. I mean, like if you look at the home run list and the active list, that list is getting higher and those numbers are moving the post. The win totals are going the other way. Pitchers are pitching less, getting less wins. Win-loss is kind of less of a factor in the sport. So, yeah, I won't say never, but I don't know in our lifetime if we'll see it. All right, last one really quickly, safer out.
Safer out. Day baseball is better than night baseball.
I don't know. I like day baseball. Go today.
Depends on where you're at.
Yeah. Today will be, I think, fine in Sacramento. We're getting warmer. It's not, we're not in the days that everybody was afraid of when the A's were coming here, when it's like,
Here's
oh my gosh.
What I hate so much is because like days like this, when it's in the 90s or whatever, it is fun to go to Oakland because it's going to be way cooler.
It'd be like 78.
Yeah.
But here's the thing about baseball, I will say, or any sporting event. Obviously, if it's 100, that's too much for anybody. It's too much. It could be 73. If you're sitting in the direct sun, it's hot.
The worst baseball experience I ever had was a day game in St. Louis, Cardinals versus the Yankees.
Sticky.
It was probably 90, 91, and like 80% humidity.
Yeah, you just can't. you can't not sweat. And at that point, if like, oh, I'm getting sweaty. Yeah, just you have to be in. You're just wet. You're wet all game long.
Gross.
Yeah. I think today will be okay for me out there. Found the shade. A lot of people will be in the shade if you can. All right. When we come back, second hour coming up. Kelly Brothers joins us in this hour. More post-game reaction to a thrilling game one of the conference finals. We'll have 3 for madness, but a little football when we come back. Brock Purdy got that contract extension. He talked about it with his opening presser with the media and the new deal. It was a little team-friendly in some respects. We'll talk about that and more next.
The Sacktown Sports 1140 newsletter, right to your email. Get your latest on the Sacramento Kings, UC Davis, and Sac State with the Sacktown Sports 1140 newsletter. Visit SacktownSports.com to join.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Fidium Fiber.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center for your Thursday. Bright sunshine expected and nice cool start to the day thanks to the Delta breeze. Delta breeze will trim back temperatures this afternoon. Expect daytime highs mid to upper 80s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
It's about time they fixed that pothole.
Invented better windshield wipers.
Made an internet that just works. Fidium Fiber Internet, starting at only $30 a month. It feels like Fidium. Offer available to residential customers only. Terms and conditions apply. See Fidium.com for details.
Progressive knows if you have to choose between everyday life and your boat, boat wins.
What are you going to do? Take the boat out for a spin or go mail something? Boat wins! Are we cleaning the patio or taking the boat out fishing? Boat wins! Are we skipping that eye exam to go sailing? Boat wins!
Rescheduling eye exams can be a nightmare.
All right, fine. Eye exam, then boat.
Yeah!
With Progressive, you can bundle your boat with your home or auto and save with a discount and spend more time enjoying those savings on your boat. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states and situations.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sink's overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was going to unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. It's the Sleep Number Everything Smart Bed sale. Every smart bed and base are on sale during our Memorial Day event. Up to 50% off, plus free home delivery. Limited time. Exclusively to Sleep Number store near you. Learn more at sleepnumber.com.
Kick off summer with Memorial Day savings at Lowe's. Right now, get 5 Scott's Naturescapes 1.5 cubic foot mulch bags for just $10. Plus, get up to 40% off select major appliances and save an extra $50 on every $500 you spend on select major appliances $396 or more. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 5/28. Mulch offer excludes Alaska and Hawaii. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. See Lowe's.com for more details.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Chad, what's going on for Chrysler's Employee Pricing Plus event?
We all love employee perks, and nothing is better than getting the employee price. But we are going even further. Right now, you can save up to $16,000 off MSRP on new 2025 Ram 1500 Crew Cabs. Plus, with over 500 new Rams available, your perfect truck is waiting at Hoblet.
It's nice getting all the employee benefits without the work.
But with Hoblet, it's not just employee pricing. We are a 5th-generation family-owned dealer, and when you buy at Hoblet, you become part of the family. Plus, you get to experience our award-winning customer service. And remember to check out our Hoblet Certified Pre-Owned Supercenter with nearly 200 vehicles available and over 50 under $20,000.
Search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
$16,000 total net savings on select new 2025 Ram 1500 Laramie after $3,500 factory rebates and $12,500 dealer discount, including employee pricing for all. Rebates may include $500 on the job upfit for eligible upfit. 5% net savings. Sample VIN 93559. See dealer for details.
Get ready for a summer of music, comedy, and thrills with the Sacktown Sports Live events calendar. Kick it off with punk legends The Damned at Ace of Spades May 31st. Then laugh it up with comedian Kathleen Madigan at Hard Rock Live Sacramento June 7th. Country fans, mark your calendars. Whitey Morgan and the 78s roll into town June 19th, followed by jam-packed June 21st. Painted Love is at Ace of Spades. Lee Bryce and Walker Hayes are at Ironstone Amphitheater, and Penn and Teller are at Thunder Valley. Then it's 3 days of music and wine at the Country Summer Music Festival, June 27th through the 29th at the Sonoma County Fairgrounds. Don't miss the tradition and thrills of the Folsom Pro Rodeo July 3rd through 5th, followed by country superstar Cody Johnson at Golden One Center July 18th. August brings legends. Catch Rick Springfield August 1st and Parker McCollum at the Ironstone Amphitheater June 16th. Grab your tickets now and don't miss a beat. Only with Sacktown Sports.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
With so many ways to warm up before golf, a group of university researchers tried to cut through the clutter. 24 low handicap players were split into groups. The first group was instructed to hit 9 shots in a row with 4 different clubs at set targets. The second group also hit 36 shots, but in a random order. Maybe one shot with a driver, one with a 7-iron, another with a wedge, and so on. Then all the golfers from both groups hit 9 test shots that simulated the kind of shots they'd hit on the course. Results found that the group who practiced with randomized shots performed better than the first group. Well, that's one study, but it's probably important to note that rather than hit a bunch of shots with 3 clubs, you might be better off hitting different clubs to different distances. You'll have practice shots to different targets with different clubs, presumably just like you'll do on the golf course. Give it a try. What do you have to lose except a few shots on your scorecard? That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
KHTK HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sacktown Sports 1140.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone. And then
boom, with Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
All right, hour number 2 is here. Good morning, everyone. You early risers out there, we appreciate you. Good morning. Thank you to those of you checking in on our text line today. Lots of Tyrese Halliburton thoughts. Was last night's game winner by Hallie better than the Cavs moment, or even the play he had over Giannis? Others, I agree with Chris. I guess that's some venom towards Tyrese. Ty is, well, this is interesting. Ty is Tatum Jr., just cringy, and his jumper freaks me out. I mean, come on, he's a good player. I can understand the venom or the frustration. I get it. But they won. That's a big one. We will get into that a little bit more. I can't wait to talk to Sam Amick about it. He joins us in 1 hour. Later this hour, Kelly Brothers.
I know I'm shamelessly pumping the poll here.
Yeah. Let's see if Sam will tell us how he voted for. I think he told us that already, actually, for MVP. As SGA is the newest member of that proud community. And then Nick Kurtz, the rookie first baseman for the A's, will join us at 8:45. So, again, we got lots to cover. Their football is around the corner. We got a ways to go to get there, but we have the schedule release. There's always news going on. The draft not that long ago. The biggest news for the 49ers offseason, a couple things, but one of them was all kind of contingent on Brock Purdy. And would he remain a 49er? I think everybody thought he would, but how long would this contract discussion go? The Niners, I would say, the last couple years have had something kind of in the offseason, just lingering there, right? Bosa, Ayuk, these things have kind of been there. for this organization, for right or for wrong. And it's not unique to the Niners, but it seems like they've had a few more of those. And when you've had a good team and good players that you're trying to keep, they want their money, and the organization has to figure out the right kind of note to hit the satisfaction for the player, to keep everything else kind of in line. And that's a little bit what they were doing with Brock Purdy, who really is an amazing story. I think now, I said this the other day, look, he has earned this opportunity. His career is pretty unique in how he got here and where he was in the pecking order to how he ultimately got the starting job. And he's done a lot of winning, and 2 seasons ago was in the MVP race all the way up to the end, and has taken the team to a Super Bowl. They had a brutal season last year. But now that he's reached that point where it's time to pay him, he got paid. There's a lot of it's in the guaranteed realm, but look, there's some stuff that's team friendly, some stuff that's going to obviously change him and his family's life forever. And Brock yesterday had a chance to speak with the media and reflecting on his career overall.
Moment the last few days, have you taken some time to just reflect on your journey from unrecruited high school player even before that to where you are now, and what's it been like?
Yeah, I definitely have done some reflecting, and just the process of all of it, not trying to be somebody that I'm not, and rush the process of being a football player and getting better. Obviously my recruiting process was late. Third string quarterback going into my freshman year, then getting thrown into the starting role, getting drafted last, making the team, being a backup the whole season, and then week 13 getting thrown in and then leading the Niners from that moment on. So there's just been a process to this whole thing in life, and that's what I'm trying to wrap my head around. Is as a kid, obviously you see all these guys on TV, Peyton Manning, Drew Brees, Tom Brady, and you want to be that one day. And for me, what I've realized, it just doesn't happen overnight. Like, you got to go through good, bad, tough times, the hard workouts, all the things to get there, and how you respond to adversity and all the things. But man, am I grateful to be able to just stay the course. And this is just my story. I haven't tried to live out anybody else's story. It's just been where God has had me, and I've been all in on it, and extremely grateful to be in this position. And just it fires me up more than anything to want to continue to get better and help this organization win. And nothing is set in stone yet in terms of how we are, or as a team, or this year, or the future going forward. It's every single day I have to come in and be present and work to earn success and just do my part for this team. So I'm excited.
Yeah, I think there's never been to me, when we during football season talk to the people that do this on a day-to-day basis, like Matt Barrows, who covers the team, Greg Papa, who calls the games for the team, that observe him in his practice habits, watch every snap of every game. His superpower is his quick decision making. There are people with better arms. He's mobile, not the most mobile, but he's mobile. Smart quarterback, good arm, not the best, but good. But in this offense, he knows he has a lot of playmakers, and he made some throws and makes some decisions that either Jimmy Garoppolo didn't or couldn't, Trey Lance didn't or couldn't, or others haven't. And so he is fit really, really well, made the most of his opportunity, and became the franchise QB. And again, I think you are as good as your options. For this team, he is the best option. I think there are better quarterbacks. That's not a breathtaking saying, but he is the best one for this team right now. And I think, when they were looking at potential upgrades at different times, they might have missed some windows there, but based on age, growth, coaching, his own work ethic, it makes a lot of sense to me. But now I think by getting this new contract, by the payment that he's getting, by the status and tiers that he's kind of put amongst the league, he's no longer, to me, going to be evaluated as like, wow, this is pretty amazing. He was Mr. Irrelevant. He's the last pick in the draft. Look at this. He made the roster too. He's getting reps on the third team too. He's on the second squad. Now he's the starter. This is an amazing story. Yes, check all those boxes. All true. All of it. Now it's about, are you the best quarterback in this division? Can you be the best quarterback in the NFC? Can you get back in the MVP race? Can you get this team back to the Super Bowl? That's how he's going to be evaluated. And, he can't keep having 6-11 seasons and, 28 touchdowns with 14 picks. Like, you got to start producing at a level that he has been, but like continuing to do so. And you can have a down year, but my point is you're being paid as one of the better quarterbacks. He's going to be judged that way. And I think that is fair. And part of it is also being healthy. He's had a couple of injuries. Here he is about his health.
Yeah. To answer your first part, my body feels great. Feel really healthy and 100%. And so it's just finding ways to get better. Obviously just with the new guys and running routes and watching the film and applying that to the field with the ways that we can right now. And then, just 2 years ago, obviously coming off of surgery, I didn't have OTAs, and even camp for me was, 2 days on, 1 day off. So I was missing a day. And so just being grateful that I'm out there and actually getting better and throwing and having an off season to work on fundamentals has been huge. And obviously I said that last year, but this year, we didn't make the playoffs and we had some time away to actually decompress and think about, how the season went and actually do some real reflection. The year before, Super Bowl, and got married, and it just went so fast, and boom, we're right into the next season. But man, was I itching to come back and just excited to get back with the guys, and just the energy and all the guys' mindset now coming back, man. The locker room, the workouts, in the weight room, the film room, you name it. Like there's a new kind of like re-energized feeling around the facility. So it's an exciting time. So.
Well, and they've got what appears to be a favorable schedule going into the year. Now can they get the guys healthy? Can Brock play back closer to that MVP level? So gets a big contract. There was a little bit of a middle ground here, though. They try to help the team out in some ways. Brock talked about trying to find that sweet spot between the two.
Man, I have so much respect for everybody in this organization from the top down. And so I think they know who I am and what I'm about. And I don't know if there was a narrative of Brock's going to take a pay cut because he's a nice guy or this or that. But for me, it's, man, I play in the NFL. There's 32 starting quarterbacks, and those guys, it's not the easiest job in the world. And for me, with what I've done and everything, I could hang my hat on the fact that, I've had success in this league, and I'm capable of leading an organization all the way to the end, the Super Bowl. I proved that. And so for me, it's, I know who I am, and I'm going to, obviously want to get what I deserve, but also surround myself, like I said, with guys around me and not just try to take every penny for myself. But that's the whole point of negotiating. You go throughout that, you try to meet in the middle ground, and where we ended, man, I'm extremely grateful and happy with. So, yeah.
He should be. All right, last one here before we break. One more from Brock Purdy. So you get paid like that. Obvious question becomes, what's the big purchase? What's the first thing you kind of go for when you get generational money like this?
Man, we're still thinking about some stuff. But I don't know. I've always been a big fishing advocate. So I was telling my wife, and she's annoyed with me, but I'll say it. But I'd like to get a bass boat one day. So yeah, that'll be my first big purchase. Anyways, thanks, guys.
He's got more money than any of us could imagine. And he's like, well, I kind of hope to get a bass boat.
You can get all the boats. You can buy a fleet of boats. I got to see if my wife will let me. She's kind of mad, but yeah, you'll be all right. Overspend. You can do it. It sounds like he's not that kind of guy, which is okay. Kind of admirable. Probably will help others, which I appreciate. And probably save entirely too much. Good for you, Brock. Good for you. Well, he got paid. Now he's got to produce some more. That's the way the sports world works. He kind of elevated himself. Now you got to keep doing it and keep proving yourself. It's never ending. All right, we got 3 questions, 3 answers coming up in 3 for Madness. And remember, at 7:30, Kelly Brothers will join us. That is all coming up here on Sacktown Sports.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sacktown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sacktown Sports app.
Hey there, let me tell you about the good folks at the Overhead Door Company of Sacramento. So great to see them out at the A's game the other day. Ran into Melanie and Sean, great owners there of this company. And look, they have been doing business in our area for 70 plus years in Sacramento and 9 surrounding counties. Amazing. But they're also about the community. They've been that way before as far as giving back to the community. You'll see them out in the community, whether it's different things throughout the year. That's very, very big to them. But they also are trying to help on a day-to-day basis people in our community, like me, our family. We chose them. And we're so glad we did. We went to their showroom, which is at 6756 Franklin Boulevard, saw the selection of garage doors, picked the one that we liked. They measured, they came out to the home. The whole process was seamless, was fast, was professional, and our new doors look absolutely amazing. And so now the functionality for us to be able to open the door, obviously via a remote button, that's great. On the app, on the keypad on the side of the garage, the functionality for us is what we are looking for. The look is awesome. So curb appeal, that has gone up for us. Also, the return on investment, well, it is one of the most cost-effective upgrades to increase your home value. So we checked several boxes there, but for us, really, first and foremost, we wanted the new doors. They look great. They are awesome. They are very functional for us, and it is what we were looking for. You could do the same. Give them a call. If you've got questions, 916-421-3747. Or check out the showroom, like I said, Overhead Door Company of Sacramento, the genuine, the original overhead door. Always look for the red ribbon logo.
3 questions, 3 answers. It's 3 for Madness on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Here's question 1.
Zeeb's a regular in our chat. Chris also said, yeah, you can buy the boats, the dock, the lake if he wants. All of it, the fish, buy them all. They're yours, Brock.
I had a friend in high school whose dad owned the Sacramento Marina. I'm like, you mean like a restaurant over there or something? He's
the
like,
actual marina?
He's like, oh, no, the marina.
What does that even mean?
Like
just a land?
Well, you've got like the docks there and you have to pay for
so he's the one that gets it. Okay. That's a good one. That's a good thing to have.
Something that you never even think of.
I don't even know. I forget the final numbers on Brock, but if that was you today and you signed the contract, whenever, I don't know when the first check comes in, but let's say you signed a contract equivalent to that. It's basically for the rest of us that are non-athletes, like winning the lottery. Do you have that list or short list of something that...
I'm going to Vegas and retiring.
What are you doing in Vegas?
Partying.
For how long?
I'm retiring from the game after I sign my contract. That's the weird thing is like all of us said, hey, if I have this type of money, I would never work again.
Yeah.
And
they all have to work.
They all have to work.
Yeah. And really hard at it. And may have a thing like Tatum where they shred their, his was Achilles, and you got to work incredibly hard, miss a full season.
It is absolutely insane to me that there aren't just more players that, because every once in a while he's like, oh, he got paid and he's just like fine now. He doesn't care anymore. I'm shocked that it's not like 80%.
Yeah.
Because that would 100% be me.
And what's interesting is if you look kind of at the scale of athletes, it's not like you could go, oh, it's everybody that didn't come from money. It's everybody that did come from money. Like everybody's kind of got a different story. It's not, you can't pigeonhole people like, the people that kind of quit after they get that money is people that just didn't have it before. It's like, no.
I think a lot of it, you hear about this a lot in different types of entertainment situations, is if you're doing it for money, then you're never going to be the best at it.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean,
or you might not even succeed at it.
Right. And a lot of people you should be excited about making that kind of money. But yeah, how do you then,
except for Ricky Henderson, who really wanted to be a football player, but he is great at baseball.
Yeah.
He's just like, I'll just do this.
It's like, if I wasn't just so good at this, man, I hate being good at everything. Ricky Henderson. Still RIP on him for sure. All right, 3 for Madness. Question 1, Chris.
By winning the league MVP, SGA, when he is extension eligible, could make as much as $86.5 million in the 2031-32 season. Worth it?
I mean, one that seems so far away, but it'll be here faster than we know it. $86.5 million for one player. But that's the way it's kind of under those parameters. If you win an MVP, when you become contract, it just fits a formula. It's not anything that would be unique to the Thunder or unique to him. I guess.
The weird thing is how the NBA contracts are structured. Like, it's almost it used to be a good thing. It's like, oh, the home team can pay this person the most. But now it's become almost, or the drafting team is like, oh, the team that drafted you now has to pay the most.
Right.
So that's when Luka was traded and people were like, what is going on? And it's like, well, he was going to be owed what, $350 million?
Yeah.
I think it's kind of scary to think about if some of these teams, especially teams like OKC or that, who have these generational stars that maybe kind of like, I don't know if it's worth it.
Yeah, right now, and I know it goes up every year. We're saying this is about 5 years away for him if this all plays out. Detroit paid $140 million in salary as a team. SGA and what does he say? 20, 31, 32 would make $86.5 million.
What's the A's payroll?
Oh, it's got to be less. And I know it's gone up. Like, I don't even think they're the bottom anymore. They're close, but man. Yeah, I mean, I don't know that the bubble needs to pop on sports, but it needs to like cool its jets, I think it's going up. That's obvious, but at some point the scale is like too crazy.
The thing is too, with NBA, there's revenue sharing, NFL, there's revenue sharing. So the way that both of their money goes up is to be generating money.
Mm-hmm.
And like, that's why we're seeing these insane ticket prices.
Right.
Like the best soccer teams in the world aren't even close to what the NFL is worth, but they're also not selling tickets for $300, $400 a piece. And it's getting to that point of just like, will one of these leagues think about the fans first?
Right. And, in the end, I don't know on the pie chart, the scale of, like, couldn't they get away with, I'm just going to throw out a number, dropping tickets to $25 a game, whatever. I'm just throwing a number out because they're making such an absurd amount from television.
Well, we've seen it from COVID.
Uh-huh.
They still made money.
Right. And people were going.
There were no fans in the arena.
Yeah.
They can do it.
Between merch, and then now, like, the argument is, okay, do you drop parking? Do you drop food? Like, something needs to drop, like, to then go, wow, I'm paying $75 for this ticket, but you know what? The food I'm getting out of here for less than $10 or whatever it is. They're $2 hot dogs or $5 beers. I feel like fans want to feel like they're winning something.
One of the cool things, and unfortunately it only lasted a year or two, was the A's card type of thing.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Where it's like whatever a month, and it's one of those things of like you can come to the game, and they had like enough seats in the stands were like, yeah, this will work for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody loved it. And then COVID happens and then they take off.
Thanks, COVID. All right, question 2.
Question 2.
Who is your way too early pick for the 2025-2026 NBA MVP?
Well, there's certain darlings. I don't know that I would say SGA was a darling, like, that people have been wanting to win the MVP. We know they've wanted Luka to win it, seemingly.
Oh, Luka's going to win it this year. This is his to lose.
I feel like who's sliding into this realm a little bit because he's great. People think he's great. Is he the next face of the league? I feel like Anthony Edwards is starting to get there, and he's great. I have no issue with it. I feel like, and Wemby's going to be there too. Like, if they win a ton of games and he's their best player, I mean, he's going to be up there just because he's a freak. There's no one ever
hopefully he's healthy enough.
Yeah, that's it. I'm going to do it. It's way too early. I think Minnesota could be good again, and maybe they'll have a better record. Maybe he leads the league in scoring. I'll say Ant. It's probably wrong. But I feel like they've done, I don't know if it's Jokic fatigue. He had an MVP year. I think SGA in the end is going to end up as a one-time MVP, which, again, Shaq, Kobe, Durant, great players. They won one. They're great. SGA is great. I don't know that he'll win another one. All right, question 3.
Question 3.
HBO's Hard Knocks series will feature the Buffalo Bills this summer. Your thoughts?
I love the show, and the Bills they've never been on. I'm sure they'll do a heavy dose of Josh Allen. I'm fine with that. Probably some stuff on. Oh my gosh, who was the guy? Damar Hamlin. And other things. They'll find the character that maybe we don't know about, a coach that spicy personality or swearing at everybody. I just, it's good theater. I'm usually always in. I remember one of the years, I don't know how many years ago it is now, but I'm like, the Houston Texans? And it was great. They've done the Ravens a couple times, and I was like, it was great. I was excited when it was the Raiders. That was good. And Antonio Brown was featured a lot. Gruden was quirky and fun. Who's with me? All the knocking they were doing. I like to watch the inner workings. I don't always love the cuts, but that's, you need emotion one way or the other. I like the stories of people that made the team, the underdogs, the undrafted player. It's good. It's football. It feels like it's the start of the year. I like it when, and their turnaround. So maybe it's a preseason game where you're starting to learn about a player, and then you see preseason highlights. You're like, oh, that guy caught a touchdown. And then by Tuesday on the episodes, like they highlight that, and it's already, it's really good. That's a successful show. I like it. I haven't watched really the in-season ones. I know they had, was it the Arizona Cardinals or somebody? I can't remember who it was last year, or the Giants. I haven't watched those, and I don't know why, but the one before the traditional Hard Knocks one, I've been into. So yeah, it'll be the Bills this season. All right, still to come, more post-game reaction to Game 1 of a thrilling Eastern Conference Finals. But up next, every Thursday, 7:30, we check in on the sports business world with Kelly Brothers.
Good at business.
He is good at that, and he is next.
The only place you'll find Malik Monk is Sacktown Sports.
Oh my, what an athletic move that time by Malik Monk.
Hey Sacramento, it's Malik Monk, and you're listening to the home of the Sacramento Kings, Sacktown Sports.
Your local sports leader.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Roseville Auto Mall.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center for your Thursday. Bright sunshine expected, a nice cool start to the day thanks to the Delta breeze. Delta breeze will trim back temperatures this afternoon. Expect daytime highs mid to upper 80s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
The Roseville Auto Mall is Northern California's ultimate destination when looking for your next vehicle. Find the largest selection with 20 top brands. Take advantage of huge savings during our Memorial Day sales event going on now at the Roseville Auto Mall. Driven to be the best.
Carmichael Dave here for my good friends at American Energy. As a native Sacramentan, I can tell you, not that you need to know, that it might be nice right now, but turn the corner. Oh my God, it's so hot. Yeah, summer is coming. And my friends at American Energy want to make sure you are dialed with your AC unit. So how about this? Half off tune-up right now. It's a special going on, just $24.50 to get your air conditioner tuned up. A free diagnostic. And oh, by the way, if you need a new AC unit, up to $3,500 in rebates on qualifying system installations. That's right. They've been serving the greater Sacramento area since 1981. A+ with the Better Business Bureau. Give them a call, 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990. Here's the song.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Bring the whole family to Sutter Health Park for Sacramento River Cats baseball. It's more than a game. It's an experience your kids will never forget. Enjoy exciting action on the field, delicious ballpark food, and fun activities for all ages. From meeting Dinger the mascot to running the bases every Sunday, there's something for everyone. Create lasting memories with your family this season. Get your tickets at rivercats.com.
If you're 55 and up, T-Mobile has plans built just for you. 2 lines of unlimited for just $30 a line. That's a 45% savings compared to Verizon and AT&T. But don't just take our word for it.
It's not just the savings that are great with our T-Mobile plan. There's all this value from all these other things that T-Mobile offers.
T-Mobile has been such a savings for us.
We love it. Switch today and get 2 free 5G phones like the Motorola Edge with Turbo Power charging that gives you power for the day in just 15 minutes. And customers 55 and up can get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for only $30 a line. Go to T-Mobile.com/55 to learn more. With 24 monthly bill credits and 2 new lines with autopay for well-qualified customers, plus taxes, fees, and $35 per line connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us, plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. 45% off 2 lines versus AT&T Starter and Verizon Welcome. Plan benefits vary. See details at T-Mobile.com. Motorola Edge requires 68-watt charger. Charger sold separately. Actual performance will vary based on usage and configuration.
Hagen Oaks wants to be your go-to total golf game fitter. Try the TrackMan experience, the very best technology to fit your metal woods and irons. The new cutting-edge putter fitting studio with its $30,000 worth of technology is ready for your fitting. Hagen Oaks will help you find the best putter for your game. Hagen Oaks offers more technology, more choices, and more service. Schedule your fitting at the Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio by calling 916-808-2531, 808-2531 for more.
Joining us now on Sports Sense, certified financial planner Kelly Brothers. Kelly is an advisor with Cap Trust, one of the nation's largest registered investment advisors. Cap Trust counts among its clients numerous pro athletes and pro sports franchises, but most importantly serves many Northern Californians through comprehensive financial planning. Here's Kelly Brothers.
Kelly's ready to go on this Thursday morning. Kelly Brothers, who is good at business, joining. Good morning, Kelly.
Jason, how are you? You running solo this morning?
Yeah, Dave will be back with us tomorrow. He's traveling the world. He's a world traveler.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. He's parts unknown at this point. Who knows where he is? Chris and I were just talking about this, Kelly, and you are of sound business savvy mind. And I know we're going to talk about Brock Purdy, but Brock was asked about, hey, look, here's your generational wealth, first big purchase. What would you suggest to someone if they were so inclined to be a gifted athlete or musician or something, or won the lottery, like just in just that kind of realm? You've got this background. Like what should one do when they've got an absurd amount of life-changing money like that?
They should
have fun.
No, they shouldn't. I've seen too many athletes blow it. And of course, that's been well chronicled. And I'm not out to embarrass anyone, but there was a former king who had his house foreclosed on a week ago, and he's had a tough go of it financially. And so, but you see it over and over again. And usually what's there, what happens is, first of all, they don't think their career is ever going to end. Secondly, they have a lot of family and friends sucking down on that bank account. I mean, just kind of hanging on, hoping for a check or hoping to get everything paid for. And thirdly, they get sucked into bad business deals. Hey, let's open a restaurant. Hey, let's open this or that. Would you bankroll it for me? And they think it's an investment, but it turns out to be a donation. And that's why so many athletes end up bankrupt after saying, not to mention the fact, first of all, state of California has taken half of all that money. And if you end up in divorce court, she's taken half of what's left. And suddenly you start dividing it up like that. It's easy to see why athletes have such a tough time. But I think Mr. Purdy has a pretty good head on his shoulders. I hope he does. And I would say, hey, what's that one thing you want? Go buy it and then live the rest of your life, and put money away. Yeah. Put it away and give yourself an allowance and don't touch it.
Yeah. As far as his contract, a little team friendly, certainly Brock Purdy friendly. It's an incredible story that we've all kind of marveled at, from where he came from to where he is to what he can go to. What do you think overall about his deal for him and for the Niners?
I think it ended up about where it should have. What is he, number 7 now on the quarterback list? He's the 11th NFL player to make more than $50 million a year. Remember, he was making less than $1 million a year last year. Remember, there were multiple college football quarterbacks making 3 or 4 times what in NIL what Brock Purdy was making as the quarterback of a very competitive team in the NFL. So, the interesting thing, when you look at the list of names in the $50 million a year club, you just have to wonder, what's Jaden Daniels going to get in 2 years?
Right.
As these numbers continue to go up. But I think Brock Purdy in the top 10, but not in the top 5, is probably where he should be.
As you said, that made me think, Kelly, as someone that advises people financially, it's probably still under the same parameters that you just said about Purdy, but let's just Joe random college player making more than Brock Purdy did last year, may get future pro money, may never play pro football or professional athlete. What would you tell a college athlete that got some sort of significant NIL money?
Yeah, and there's the amazing thing is it goes down to high school now, Jason. I mean, that's I mean, Brock Purdy at what he signed for 265 and is at 181, I think is guaranteed, right?
Yeah.
Let's say you're a very good quarterback in college and you're getting $4 million in NIL. There's no guarantee anything next year, not a dime. So, I mean, it's even more important that you don't in any way. And by the way, it isn't just athletes. Jason, I met with a bunch of young physicians years ago, and one of them said, well, what's the biggest mistake you see doctors make in terms of investments? And I said, I don't see doctors making investment mistakes. I see them making spending mistakes. Your job is to not allow your lifestyle to ramp up as quickly as your income does when you come out and you actually start operating on spines and brains and hearts and everything else. So, so same for someone in an NIL situation. Wow. You just gotta keep your lifestyle, put that money away, and see what next year holds.
I know it's, we come from a different time, generations, things, change every 10, 15 years or whatever. But I think back to college, Kelly, if by chance I somehow stumbled on $20, it's like, I mean, my goodness, I was living for a month. Like, it's so weird that, just how much times have changed. People don't even have cash anymore, but yeah, it's a different world.
Jason, I was the same way. I mean, it was month to month. I heard I emceed a golf tournament for Dale Carlson for his Ticket to Dream Foundation.
Yeah.
Dr. Luke Wood was the speaker, and he was a foster child.
Right.
Dr. Wood is the president now of Sac State, doing great things, obviously, but he was a foster child growing up. And at Sac State, he had nothing, man. He talked about how he knew which clubs at Sac State when they met had pizza at their meetings, and he joined those clubs.
Smart.
And he knew that if it was a really bad point for him financially, he knew that little Taco Bell right off campus, Howe Avenue there, he said 69 cents, I could get a water and a bean burrito, and that would get me through the day.
Yeah.
And because that's, that's not even paycheck to paycheck. That is meal to meal. And by the way, I have empathy for a lot of these. There are a number of these players who, mom's living in a ramshackle house somewhere and they want to take care of mom.
Sure.
And I respect it and love that. But man, you can't act like the money train's going to keep going on forever.
Yeah. Talking with Kelly Brothers here, sports business. We talked Purdy. How about locally here? Sac Republic. Talk about a stadium. I know that things are always kind of behind the scenes, but maybe there's a little more stuff starting to materialize about that.
Yeah, it is. It's starting to come out, and it looks like they could start to move dirt in the next 2 to 3 months on the new stadium. This is, of course, the Wilton Rancheria Tribe, a majority owner now. They're pegging the stadium cost about $175 million. So the latest drawings show a beautiful facility which will seat 12,000 in the rail yards, but it will be expandable in a relatively simple way to 20,000 if they decide to do a second phase, or if they end up getting an MLS team or some other team in a higher league. But 12,000 to begin, expandable to 20. It looks like they'll start to move dirt in 2 months, and they expect to complete it in February of 2027. So it looks like that construction is getting underway. And the good news is, Jason, because downtown Sacramento, sometimes it just feels like we're stuck in the mud sometimes. As a matter of fact, especially when you look at what's going on in West Sac, it just feels like downtown Sac is just well behind. But it will be action this summer in the rail yards on multiple projects, which will be great to see. And one of them is this soccer stadium that we've all waited a long time for.
And I know they've got a decent amount of home games, home schedule. Do you know if there's any thought of any other, events, tenants, that kind of thing at this stadium?
Yeah, I'm sure they're thinking about it. We still don't have clarity as to because the tribe owns, the stadium's going to cover 14 acres, but there's 17 acres around it, which is also owned by the tribe. And, we don't know exactly what that looks like yet. Housing, retail, office, we're not sure yet. But obviously, the whole thing with this stadium is to bring in more events, to bring in tournaments. You could think about playing some great high school or college tournaments there. You could think about concerts,
sure,
all sorts of things. And it's going to be in a whole new area, the rail yards, which is, it's taken 25 years for Sacramento to basically clean the dirt that was there, because that, for those who don't know, that was a huge rail yard, and there was a lot of oil and solvents and all sorts of stuff in the soil that had to be cleaned up. That took literally 15 to 20 years to get done. And now you're starting to see the verticality of some of the construction of the projects that are planned for there.
All right, the WNBA, Kelly, is hot. Caitlin Clark, people are watching the Fever. Saw some ratings on them. That's still rolling. But we got a new team, relatively local, out in the Bay in San Francisco. The Valkyries are here. They're now playing. It's great seeing the women's league really now starting to thrive.
It is, and if you look at the TV ratings last week, Jason, now granted. Let me see. They were on ABC, but that first WNBA game beat Yankees Mets on ESPN, had a higher viewership. Juan Soto returning to there's so much there, but the WNBA beat it nationally, which if you're a Major League Baseball, you're thinking, what? But that's, but the Valkyries, the owners of the Warriors know what they're doing. And they went out and they overpaid to get the Valkyries. Again, going back to what you were talking about, hey, what else are they going to use the soccer stadium for? This was a way of using another, 50 nights or whatever it is at the Chase Center. They were able to take the old practice facility. So the Valkyries are now like one of the very few WNBA teams that has their own dedicated practice facility. So that's going on. They had 22,000 deposits for season tickets. They were the first WNBA team to sell 10,000 season tickets, and they've sold merchandise in all 50 states already. So they say, the owners there say they want to win a championship and they want to lead the league in revenue within 5 years. So, an incredibly audacious goals, both in terms of sports and in terms of a business. But the Valkyries, they're doing it right. They have figured it out. I'm not sure. I'm still not sure what a Valkyrie is, but I'll look it up.
Me too. Well, Kelly, we always appreciate talking to you each and every Thursday. Have a great week ahead, a great weekend, and we look forward to doing it again next week.
You too, my friend. Thanks so much.
All right, thank you. That is Kelly Brothers, who is good at business. We appreciate his sports insight there and business insight. When we come back, oh my goodness, what a game one. We got more post-game reaction. Tyrese Halliburton, public enemy number one in New York. We'll hear from him and more next.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. What's going on, Chad, for Chrysler's Employee Pricing Plus event?
If you've been struggling to find the right Ram heavy duty that fits within your budget, the search is over with Hoblet's Employee Pricing Plus event, where we give you the employee price and then take even more off. Right now, save up to 10% off MSRP on brand new 2025 Ram heavy duty 2500s and 3500s. Don't miss your chance to save big like the Employee of the Month at Hoblet Dodge.
And you're always one of the top Ram truck dealers in the entire nation.
It's true, and I think it boils down to our huge selection of hard-to-find Ram heavy duties with over 300 available and our award-winning customer service.
Search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com.
10% total net savings on select new 2025 Ram 3500 Laramie after $1,500 factory rebates and $9,075 dealer discount, including employee pricing for all. Rebates include $500 on the job upfit, must show eligible upfit, and Hoblet discount between $7,100 and $9,075, depending on trim level, for a total of 10% off MSRP. Aid of this net savings, sample VIN 02043. See dealer for details.
San Francisco!
What a laser from Brock Purdy, and what a catch.
San Francisco 49ers single game tickets are available now.
Intercepted by Fred Warner. Fred gets up and runs back the other way. One block and he's in. Gonna throw left for the end zone. It's caught by George Kittle.
Secure your seats at 49ers.com/tickets.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Millions of Americans take medicine like Ozempic and Zepbound. Many of them are overpaying by thousands of dollars a year. These GLP-1 medications for diabetes, weight loss, and more may not always be covered by your insurance, but GoodRx can help. GoodRx helps you save every month on prescriptions at over 70,000 pharmacies nationwide. Best of all, it's free to use. Check GoodRx to save on GLP-1s. Just go to GoodRx.com/GLP. That's GoodRx.com/GLP. GoodRx is not insurance, but can be used instead of insurance, including Medicare and other federal and state-funded programs.
How can you free your team from time-consuming office tasks? Amazon Business. Smart business buying tools enable buyers to find and purchase items fast so they can focus on strategy and growth. Free up your team and focus on your future. Learn more at AmazonBusiness.com.
With 25 award-winning years in Northern California, Ashton & Price is your local injury law firm. Pro attorney tip: if a firm presents as local but they're in LA, red flag. If your first consultation is not with a lawyer, big red flag. At Ashton & Price, your first consult is with a local attorney, and if serious injury prevents travel, a lawyer will come to you. Still not enough? George Washington's my uncle. At Ashton & Price, no red flags, just red, white, and blue.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
Hi, Sacramento. It's the No Surprise Guys at Bell Brothers Plumbing and Air Conditioning. Need a new water heater? Call Bell Brothers. Need drain or sewer work? Call Bell Brothers. Need a free plumbing estimate? Call Bell Brothers. We don't guess at plumbing and drain problems. We use advanced camera inspections and diagnostics to identify the issues. We're fast, reliable, and respect your time by showing up when we say we will. Our technicians are all background checked, drug tested, and will leave the work area cleaner than they found it. The price we quote is the price you pay. We are the No Surprise Guys, with more technicians, more trucks, and more experience. We get the job done right the first time. No surprises. Don't wait. Call Bell Brothers today for a free plumbing estimate or a book online at NoSurpriseGuys.com. That's NoSurpriseGuys.com.
The No Surprise Guys, Bell Brothers.
Waking you up with the best in local sports.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
On Sacktown Sports.
2-point game, 6 seconds to go. Halliburton driving. He's in the lane. He nearly lost it. He backs up and unloads a three. Oh! That did not happen. It hit the back of the rim. It popped high into the air, and it dropped gently through the net.
Halliburton inbounded it right to Towns, who couldn't get the three-pointer off in time. And the Pacers get the job done, walking off with their heads held high, stunning this home Knick crowd with a 138-135 overtime win, overcoming a 17-point fourth-quarter deficit. They take a 1-0 Eastern Conference Finals series lead.
You win or you lose. Thrilling stealing of a win for the Pacers, just a gut punch of a loss to the New York Knicks. You heard Mr. Halliburton in the background there of that one call.
Yay! Yay! Yay!
Chris captured that audio as well. He went and watched the game with his dad at the bar last night. That's all he did. That's all he was saying was yay. They did show, of course, there's cameras on him. He was doing the choke sign, much like his son. Your thoughts?
Halliburton's are getting into Mahomes territory.
Whoa. You have famously said on this station that Patrick Mahomes was going to win 10 MVPs and 10 Super Bowls and 10 Super Bowl MVPs.
Yes.
Which he's done 3?
Yes.
Okay, so you've done a good job so far on the call. And I know there was a point where you really liked Patrick Mahomes. Mm-hmm. Is that gone?
Yes. And it's not even him specifically.
It's the family.
It's the family. And it's one of those things of just like, okay, if they're all this way, like
he's probably this way.
Yeah.
Okay, so there was a time that you never said any bold proclamations about Tyrese, but you did like Tyrese when he was a King.
Yes.
Not long.
I liked him when he left. I liked him when he got. I was devastated when they traded Tyrese.
Yeah, I liked him. I don't really have the same feelings you do about him now. I don't.
You're close. You're closer though
to getting there.
I'm
going in that direction.
Yes.
Yeah. I do like him. I think he's a great player. I'm not for the antics myself, but it hasn't taken it all away, but it's getting there as dad, I mean, I'm a little bit, to me, when you have family members at the game, no issue. When the family members become a story, I'm like, what are we doing?
They're the opposite of the Jokic brothers.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I actually think his dad should be back at a game. Well, I don't know. He should have never did what he did, but just
put him in a suite.
Or you could be in row 17. Like you could still be down low. It just have to be in the front. Anyway, but when did it switch for you on Tyrese? Because you said when he even left, you were devastated. He said,
I don't know, the 8th or 9th time that he was whining about being traded from the Kings. Yeah. Him dancing in front of Kings fans when
he was hurt, not even playing.
Yeah, when he wasn't playing and the Pacers were beating the Kings.
Yeah.
He's the little brother of the friend who just annoys you the entire time. And then once you like fight back, it's like, I'm just joking. What are you doing? I'm just joking. What's the problem?
Yeah.
You don't like having a good time? I'm just joking.
And then, players, I would say generally know around the league about people, right? And so I remember a couple incidents when he was a King. There's one I really remember very well. It might have even been, Tyrese was here during COVID, and I
believe he was only here around COVID.
Yeah, maybe not really.
I think
maybe the cutouts.
Yeah.
Anyway, I do remember a game at home very well that I caught onto it and was watching it a lot. I thought Dylan Brooks was like being awful to him, and I'm like, what is? I go, well, that's Dylan Brooks, but I'm like, man, it just felt like more than he needed to do, and it was just a lot of stuff that was off ball. I'm like, what's his deal? So to me, I'm supporting Tyrese. He's a King. We love him. He was drafted here. And I'm like, God, Dylan Brooks is all over him. And just like in a way, like he's just not stopping. And then I would see a few more people. Then Dame Lillard, who I'm a huge fan of, I'm like,
love Dame.
Wow, he seems to have a problem with Tyrese. And then a few more people. And then he gets voted most overrated. I'm like, what's going on? And I forget all the antics. I'm like, what is this? What is happening here? So it's interesting that I think now, if you're his teammate, if you're an Indiana fan, like, look, come on, he's awesome.
And there is a place for people like that on a team. There's like a lot of guys. It's just like you hate them unless they're on your team.
Yeah, but I feel like Draymond knows that. Dylan Brooks knows that. They do it in a different way than Tyrese is doing. I think Tyrese also wants to be the guy that everybody also loves.
But he also is this dumb WWE fan that wants to be a heel.
He's kind of playing all of it, and it's weird. But the moment he made yesterday, I mean, the shot was incredible. The comeback by his team was incredible. The Knicks, the gut punch. Let's hear Jalen Brunson, who was awesome again, talk about the loss.
And how do you summarize, you guys had a 14-point lead with 2:51 left to go. How do you summarize how the game closed?
Can't really summarize it. Give them a lot of credit. They closed the game out like they've been doing it all playoffs. Just not really good on our part.
All right, let's hear from Tibbs.
Did you feel like guys got a little too loose in the final minutes offensively and a little sloppy with the ball?
Yeah, the turnovers were costly, so and then they converted them into easy buckets, so that sort of fueled their offense. That's what got them going again. They started off the game, in a good rhythm, and then, we did it much better as the half went on. And then, down the stretch, we didn't do what we needed to do.
What's that?
Can you play like the last end of that?
The end of that?
Yeah.
Did you feel like guys got a little too loose?
We did it much better as the half went on. And then, down the stretch, we didn't do what we needed to do.
Okay, I was hearing things.
You thought you heard something. Okay. Yeah. One more from the Knicks here from Karl Anthony Towns.
I mean, for 46 minutes, you guys were keeping up with their pace. You guys were kind of meeting their intensity on the glass.
Is it hard to, I know probably right now it is, but when you step back and you look at this game, you guys did what you needed to do to win the game until the final 2 minutes. Can there be positives that you take from this and build on it as you go into game 2 and not get too down on yourself?
I mean, we didn't do what we needed to do. We would be coming in here and talking a whole different ball game, but there's a lot of things, like you said, that we did good, and we put ourselves in a position to win. It's just about, I've said this multiple times, just executing and being disciplined for 48 minutes, doing that for more of the game than we've done in the last 2 series. We got to be better, in this series, especially against this team. And, like you said, we played 46 good minutes. Those 2 minutes is where we lost the game, and that's on all of us. So we all got to be better. We all got to step up to the plate.
Yeah, I mean, this is the only choice is to regroup. Will this be a series-defining loss as far as the big picture, or is it just an isolated one? That was Karl Anthony Towns. All right, a couple on here. The text line. Tibbs sounds like the Good at Business sound clip. The biggest loser in the biggest loser in last night's game, the Kings, for trading Halliburton instead of Fox. And here's why I love the text line as well. Here's another one, paying homage to Reggie, who co-signed it on the choke. But all right, 2 texts within a matter of about a minute. Verlot is such a hater. He's pushing his own narrative than reality, and then followed up with, "You're dead on, Chris." Different people.
I hate the way that you walk, the way that you talk. I hate the way that you dress.
He's the kid who never got a butt whooping as an old kid. Or from an older kid, maybe? I don't know.
Who?
I guess Tyrese.
Okay.
I don't think it's you.
I definitely have.
Interesting. Incredible game. Incredible theater. Like I said earlier, I could deal with a lot more of this series and a lot more moments, and it just feels like when you do stuff like that, and Tyrese has backed it up. We've got to be honest on that, whether you like him or hate him. I know it's a different time in the NBA, but the Knicks players are going to go after him in whatever way you can now, without it being like, not trying to hurt anybody, I don't think. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. All right, we'll talk to Sam Amick about that and many other things. SGA, your newest MVP. Can the T-Wolves come back and make this a series? And how devastating was it for the Knicks? Amongst many topics we'll have for Sam Amick from The Athletic, all brought to you by Jiffy Lube. Sam Amick Show next.
The Sacktown Sports 1140 newsletter right to your email. Get your latest on the Sacramento Kings, Athletics, and Republic FC with the Sacktown Sports 1140 newsletter. Visit sacktownsports.com to join.
When I wake up,
the best mornings
in the morning light,
start with Wrangler.
I put on my jeans and I feel all right.
Jeans, jackets, and shirts that get your day started. Good mornings make for better days. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
The impact of a meal goes well beyond feeding our bodies. Because when people are fed, futures are nourished. And with your help, together we can end hunger. Join the movement at feedingamerica.org/act now. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
At Power Business Technology, we're not another big box corporation. We're your neighbors, locally owned and operated. We know what businesses like yours need, from reliable printers to high-performance copiers. We'll help you find the right solution with personal service you just can't get online. Need setup or support? We're just down the road and always happy to help. Power Business Technology, family hometown service with big-time solutions. Contact us today for all your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at powercopiers.com.
This Memorial Day, grab the keys to a new ride during Toyota's Summer Starts Here sales event. Right now, get a low-cost lease on the 2025 Prius. Sleek, efficient, and with impressive MPG, it's perfect for long weekend road trips or the daily hustle and bustle. Or shop great deals on 17 Toyota hybrid models from the longest-lasting brand on the road. Plus, every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care, a 2-year complimentary scheduled maintenance plan. Toyota's Summer Starts Here sales event ends soon. Toyota, let's go places. Offer available through TFS to buyers with premium rated credit. Offers end 6/2/25.
Welcome to Staples.
Hi, I hear Staples prints it all.
Oh, you bet. Posters, banners.
Can you print it all for Father's Day?
Oh, of course. Photo gifts like canvas prints, photo puzzles.
Can you print it all for graduation?
Sure can. Custom cards and invites.
Can you print a huge banner with the grad's picture?
Oh, definitely.
Even an embarrassing baby picture?
Oh, those are the best kind.
I know, right?
Print it all for dads and grads at Staples. And right now, get 40% off custom cards, invites, and photo gifts. N75 exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details.
The only thing better than a long weekend? A long weekend filled with great deals. And with Kohl's Memorial Day sale, you can get $10 off when you spend $25 or more. Earn $5 Kohl's cash for every $25 spent. And save on must-haves for soaking up the sun, from patio essentials to poolside picks and more. So hurry to Kohl's and kick off your summer with some savings. Select styles. Some exclusions apply. Offers end May 26th. See store or Kohls.com for details.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave here reminding you to gear up for Memorial Day and summer barbecue parties at Amy's Outdoor Living, your grilling headquarters. Now, while others have raised prices, Amy's is keeping their low prices through May 26th. Weber, Traeger, Rectech, Blackstone. New Traeger Woodridge, $200 off at $6.99. The popular Weber Genesis starts at $7.99. $7.99. Rectech pellet grills, my brother's favorite, lowest price of the year. And Gosney pizza ovens, I've had mine for a year. I love it. Starts at $3.99 plus no sales tax on in-stock patio furniture through May 26th. You need umbrellas or cushions? Amy's has a great supply in many colors. Memorial Day is the perfect time to get that new barbecue grill you want. Amy's Outdoor Living in 2 locations, in Sacramento on El Camino near Watt, and in the El Dorado Town Center.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sacktown Sports 1140. The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone. And then boom,
with Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
All right, welcome into the third hour. Show's flying by this morning. A lot of people look forward to Thursdays at 8 when we get to check in with the one, the only, Sam Amick from The Athletic joining us this morning. Sam, good morning from, are you still in OKC?
I am. Good morning
Nice.
from OKC. What's up, buddy?
Yeah. How are you?
I'm good. We are close and personal on the video. I don't need to see myself this intimately in the early morning here. But no,
Unfortunately,
we're good.
Sam, we're in this format because we've been told this is best for our social media engagement.
I think the fans would disagree, but I hear you.
They want more Sam. So you just stayed out. You went to game 7, right? And then did you stay there through game 1?
Yeah. I've had a lot of OKC time. I'm ready.
Is that good?
It's fine. Yeah, I mean, it's
A ringing endorsement for OKC.
It's a small. I mean, I'm always a sucker for walkable NBA cities that are simple, like LA, for example. We all know it has great spots, and if you get out to the beach, it can be fantastic. So LA has good stuff, but driving around is a pain in the backside. So logistics are tough. OKC is the opposite. You can walk everywhere. There's some fun spots and decent restaurants and stuff, but it's a week. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But no, it's good. Tonight should be fun. I mean, it's good luck topping what happened in the Big Apple last night.
Yeah.
But no, we're good.
Yeah, well, we got a lot to cover. Maybe we'll just start because you've been there for a couple days, and there's a couple of different talking points there. We'll go back we'll relive Game 7, which now feels like 100 years ago, but an odd way that game was developing, because I thought, oh my goodness, is OKC in trouble? Are they really gonna lose Game 7 on their home floor? And from a game that was still very, very close, then became just completely one-sided. You know what the atmosphere was like. Just what was that like to see that play out that way, and just how Denver kind of just fizzled out?
Yeah, I mean, OKC, I haven't tried to come up with comparisons, but I don't remember a team in recent history that has the ability to overwhelm as quickly as they do. Like, even if you like the 73 win Warriors, and other teams in the Kevin Durant Warriors era, they did it differently. I don't really know exactly how to pin down the difference, but there is a speed and honestly, like a, not to be hyperbolic, but like a violence to the way it's the Thunder defense. And so they start turning you over and they're so deep. And I mean, the other night, it's Case and Wallace, which is not the usual suspect, played a big part in it. But it was interesting because you had Julius Randle looking like Karl Malone, in the first half and just going crazy. And you're thinking, okay, I think Minnesota's better positioned to fight these guys than Denver. And then, like you said, all of a sudden it was like, oh, never mind, same story, So it's impressive, and it's kind of fun to watch because they have just enough. They still have the inexperience. They still have the inconsistency. So there's like an uncertainty with this OKC group where it's kind of all or nothing, and more often than not, they will find a way to eventually dominate. But they're going to scuffle at times along the way too.
Yeah, it's funny that you said I actually used that same comp about the run ability that they have. I did compare them to the Warriors of that run where they were in the finals 4 straight years, and a Warrior run wasn't, 10-2 or 14. It was like 24-2, and a 2-point game is now over. But they would do that a lot with, Clay, Steph, Clay, 3. I mean, it was like a bunch of threes, and it was like the game's over. You're right, Sam. It's if they turn you over, you're cooked. And what they did to Denver, what they did to Minnesota in those 2 games in a row, it's like 3 quick steals and violent steals and aggressive defense, and they're gone and they're out with the basketball. And that happens so fast. Probably seeing it in real time was probably kind of eye popping for you.
Yeah, it is. And between now, I covered them 2 games in the second round, and then 3 total once you got to game 7. So, I'm 4 games in the past 2 weeks, and they're not a team that I saw in person that much during the regular season. And so not only seeing it up close is different because the media seating here is actually pretty good. It's among the best in the league. And so that actually adds to the viewing experience where you're like in the last series, for example, remember when Joker, I think this was game 7, when he got the tech for kind of, leveling SGA when he came over to kind of save Aaron Gordon, like Aaron Gordon, it was just like, pack of hyenas that was on him. And he's, it was Dort and whoever else. And it was just like, you could see with Gordon and Joker how frustrated they were. And I think one thing that happens and that I'm seeing consistently is it does remind me of the old, Jerry Sloan mentality about defense when he would tell his players that, hey, if we foul them, 300 times, they can't call 300 fouls.
Right.
And it's like that similar approach. The Rockets do the same thing. And I think there's a correlation because by the time you get to the second half, it's almost a human factor for the officials too. Like the whistle just kind of disappears for a couple minutes and all they need is to get away with a little more violence and then they're on their way.
So you've seen 1 game in this series. Tonight is game 2. Minnesota might have thought that same rule of thumb, like, look, we can foul a bunch and they're not going to call them all. Well, they kind of did early on. They were in the bonus early. Rudy Gobert has 2 fouls within a minute. But all that, like Randall was awesome. Edwards was pretty good in the first half. They had a lead. It felt like it should have been larger. And even to the midpoint of the third, they're still up 2. And then they get blown out. I thought there were some elements there that Minnesota showed they can maybe even win the series or certainly make this a longer series. But by the end, OKC wins easily. Now that you've seen 1 game, it doesn't dictate the whole thing. But what would you expect tonight? What do you expect as this kind of goes forward?
I don't really know because I haven't been around. I mean, I've seen Minnesota. I haven't, I think they're deeper than Denver. I think I thought they were better equipped to, like I said, to put up a fight. The Randall thing, in the first half had me thinking that he was going to be able to be fairly dominant. He's had such a good playoff run, and their bigs had nothing for him. Alex Caruso didn't seem to bother him. But then, again, because of the depth, it was like then Lou Dort came in. Well, Lou's even bigger and stronger than Alex, and and certainly Chet Holmgren. And so Lou was bothering him. So now I don't know what to think, because if Julius is going to be inconsistent, that's a major problem. So that's one thing. And then Ant, I was talking to our Timberwolves beat writer last night from our place, John Krasinski, and he was talking about how Ant he's a student of the game. He breaks down a ton of film, but he has a habit of, like, he has to learn a series. He can't just do the homework and then pass the test in game one most of the time, that he has to learn the hard way. And sometimes that does lead to, slow starts, because he even said after the game and got fined $50,000 for it. He said, I only took 13 effing shots. So, he lost. I know it's not a boxing match, but he lost the Superstar Showdown in the first game by, a large margin to Shai Gilgeous. So we'll see. He's got to be more aggressive too.
You're there in OKC, where yesterday SGA named the MVP. That didn't surprise a lot. It's a good debate, whether it's him, whether it's Joker. I know you've talked about Giannis a lot in the year he had. He finished third. What was the mood out there? What's the thought behind SGA winning his first? Not sure if he'll get another, but that's pretty significant accomplishment for their season, for his year. Everybody feeling pretty good about him deserving that?
Yeah, I think so. I voted for him. I don't think, that last round when you had the top two MVP candidates facing off, you kind of thought you were going to get, more moments that would make you unofficially say, yeah, it was Shai, or, oh, it should have been Joker. And that didn't really pan out. They both had great games. They both had bad games. He's obviously a bit of a, divisive topic online and among the fans when it comes to him getting to the line as much as he does and the way he does it. I don't find it to be as egregious as like James Harden back in the day, but he certainly, he's got a knack for getting in the line, and it's driving the T-Wolves and their people crazy. But MVP wise, well-deserved, not only best record in the league, but far and away best defense. And he's a big part of that. He's one of the many elite defenders they have. And then, it sounds like sacrilege, but on the offensive end, when you really break down his numbers, this season, it was like legitimately like peak Michael Jordan type of stuff in terms of production and efficiency and the way he gets to his spots. So, I think he deserved it.
It's hard to put ourselves back in the beginning time, I guess, of James Harden, when the fouls started to accumulate and when people kind of turned on him. Do you think this will happen for SG? It's happening a little bit, like you said. Obviously, if you're a Thunder fan, you want every call for him, but T-Wolves are frustrated. Other fan bases are frustrated. People are throwing that foul merchant term out there. Do you think it will officially turn on him at some point?
It feels like we're there. It feels like we're there. I even wrote the other night that when you have the great Doris Burke 4 minutes into the broadcast referencing the foul merchant, that from a pop culture standpoint, not that, I almost had the thought, and Doris is amazing, I love her, that like you wonder if she knows the kind of sports culture influence that she wields on that platform. Like that was kind of a big moment to me when it comes to the conversation around him. But yeah, it's hard. I think we're there. I don't want to overvaluate or emphasize what's on social media, because, I don't know what percentage of people we're hearing from. But when I tweeted out my column about SGA yesterday, the only comments I got back on social media were like, one guy actually made it, basically it was like, this guy cannot be the face of the league. Like the fans have something to say about it. And we do not approve, basically, was the messaging. So that's part of it. And then he's an interesting watch. I find his, IQ very interesting, and his style and the shifting of gears. He's not as explosive and as electric as an Edwards. So I think the fans probably feel like there's less entertainment value with his style.
Talk with Sam Amick from The Athletic, obviously covered to you courtesy of Jiffy Lube. Well, you kind of said it early on, Sam. You saw a pretty entertaining game one. It got out of hand, but you don't know what to expect tonight. But last night, game one in the East, I mean, instant classic. It's a memorable game forever for many, many reasons. Would love to know your reaction, the people in Oklahoma City, whoever you watched the game with, what you saw last night. Could you believe it?
No, it was fun to watch. So just to paint the picture for you, few of us went to there's a little restaurant bar next to one of the hotels over here. So we're sitting outside, they got TVs out there, a fairly small crowd of people. And we were talking about how, if the Pacers hadn't already come back from 20 plus points against Cleveland, I would have kind of stopped focusing as much on the game when they were up big against the Knicks, just because you're being social and you kind of get trained to be like, all right, I don't need to watch anymore. The game's a wrap. But because it's Indiana, I did, kind of stay locked in and watch. And sure enough, it's just like, it's 14, it's 11, it's 9. Oh my God, it's happening again. Neesmith, that was one of the all-time heat checks in the history of basketball. And it was, the last part certainly, but my God, for the whole game, he was 8 of 9 from 3. So that was incredible. Halliburton, not to, irk the locals. I'm sure it's a little tough to watch the old Kings player do his thing. That he fires that 3, and thank God again, from a viewing standpoint, it bounces. And I don't know why, there was something about the trajectory where all of us, normally it's like, oh, you missed it, Knicks win. Like nobody had that reaction. Like it just bounced, and then it's like, suspense, everybody's quiet, and that puppy falls and he gives the choke sign, and then you're looking at it like, my God, he did the choke sign and he got to go to overtime. So it was almost a bad look for Tyrese, but it's crazy. Now of course you just wonder what the domino effect is going to be on the Knicks. It's certainly feels like more than one game. At the same time, they dominated the action for most of game one. So they've shown that they can control the Pacers. You just have to not stop playing basketball in the last 3 minutes, which is kind of, it's what's been happening with these Pacers is teams take their foot off the gas and they're right there.
Sam, you've done the anonymous player poll in the past and asked different categories. And, you knew Tyrese when he was here, and I think he was one of the most liked Kings. Even there was kind of a draw to him when he was traded and how emotional he was, shocked, didn't want to leave. And to now he's kind of turned into that wrestling heel. He's enjoyed that. The choke sign was, it was a classic move, but, he's going to be public enemy number 1 in New York. Not that I think that bothers him. But I've seen, Dame and Brooks and lots of other people get agitated by him. What has he thought? What is his image like amongst players? Or everybody knows he's good. That's not but like what they think of him around the league.
Well, I think you're getting at, and we had this discussion while we watched the game. You're getting at the heart of, the player poll you mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
He obviously was, kind of infamously voted most overrated.
Right.
But there's a couple things like when we publish it, we're transparent about the number of votes. And some people have accurately pointed out that it's like, okay, he did win the award, but it was 14% of the vote when there were 90 players who voted. So, you're talking about, roughly 10 players in the league who decided he's most overrated. But you also, that award, not to get too in the weeds about that award, if you go back and look at who's won it in previous years, what I've decided and taken away is that it's not necessarily about overrated. It's literally about like disliked.
Mm-hmm.
So Rudy Gobert, Draymond Green are, 2 other winners. There's a through line there where they just bother a lot of their contemporaries. And with Tyrese, I think it's, the trash talk is part of it. He does talk a lot. It's also talk from somebody who Again, this is not a boxing match, but it's a tough game, and he's a guy who doesn't look like a tough guy. He's skinnier. He's not a he's not a strong defensive player. So I don't know. But he obviously irks folks. But he's a hell of a ball player, and you're seeing him grow because he's had a lot of moments in these past couple of years where it seemed like some of the moments were actually too big for him, where he wouldn't be aggressive and try to score in big games. And but man, he does, pretty quickly here. He's been stacking up very memorable moments, and that was the top of the list.
Yeah, and their run through here, what they've done from dismissing the Bucks pretty easily to the Cavs to now having a 1-0 lead. And I saw the stat last night where you might in a postseason get a game that they've had where you are, I think it was 7 down or more with a minute to go. You might steal one of those sometimes. Maybe it takes you 2 or 3 postseasons to have that happen. Sam, they've done it 3 times this postseason.
Yeah.
I mean, are they becoming they're obviously good, but are they becoming a team like, wow, maybe this is kind of a team of destiny type thing?
It does feel that way. It's crazy. I don't know how to put my finger on it, but yes, and it's that personality trait of it's if you take your eye off the ball for a couple minutes in one of these games, like your lead's going to go bye-bye. And then, I don't know if there's ever been a Pacers team that better reflected their actual mascot. You know what I mean? Like the Pacer mentality that they are a zoom speed racer team that is swarming you on the defensive end too. But I mean, they're full court pressure from the jump. Obviously their pace is through the roof. But yes, it feels but the Knicks have had moments of destiny kind of vibes in this run as well, which I think is what makes this run or this series a lot of fun. Is I'd be shocked if New York, I had Knicks in 7, and I'm not sure that I'm ready to change my pick just because in game 1.
Yeah, I saw your picks. You had Knicks 7, Thunder 7, and then Thunder and 7. And you said that it's hard to pick 3 game 7s, but I mean, I hear what you're saying here, and kind of on that thought, Sam, with the 4 that we have left, and I think about you as someone that's done this a long time, and maybe if we take you back a few years when you're covering Warriors, Cavs, 4 straight years versus this year where we're going to have the 7th straight year of a different champion. Do you have a preference? Do you think this is good for the league to have more of this parity versus we can pencil in Cavs Warriors again?
So I like it right now. It's fun because it's honestly a lot of fun to have new fan bases because the excitement is just through the roof. You know what I mean? I haven't been around Indiana really at all. So I can't have a vibe, and I'm sure their fans are electric today, but to see, the Knicks fan base is just absurd in a good way, but mostly in a good way. But that's a lot of fun. The Minnesota crowd is pretty rabid. And this OKC group, this arena is maybe the loudest in the NBA. They call it Loud City. It's extremely loud and a good fan base. So I like it for now. What I'm wondering is just the way they built the CBA, and we've talked about that with the second apron, and it's shortened the runways when it comes to you successfully build a roster, you have a title contending team, and you're not going to be able to have it for that long. Now, that I'm not sure how I'm going to feel about that a couple of years down the road. The Thunder are kind of an outlier. They are built really, really well to possibly do this for quite some time. But the Wolves of last year, if I had my druthers, I would rather have seen could they evolve and grow one more year. But they kind of had to do what they did because of the CBA, and it's worked out well with Julius Randle. But the constant, churn of rosters is the Celtics are the best example right now. It feels too quick that the league is going to say goodbye to that iteration of the Celtics. Even without Tatum's injury, they were, and are expected to have to move at least one major contract. That feels too quick. So I guess that's my non-answer. I don't know. It's fun right now, but I wonder how we're going to feel in 5-10 years.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're right. There's some charm, but if next year the Final Four is Orlando, Detroit, Houston, and Memphis, cool. But where did that Thunder run go? Where did the T-Wolves run go? The Knicks, was that quick in and I see what you're saying. And I think right now, I know the league will brag about having all these different champions, but I wonder if at some point it hurts the league, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Because, free agency is kind of unofficially dead.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody who might be on the move is getting traded ahead of time and signing extensions. And so the way the business is done is just much different than it used to be. And, it's just you're making trades a lot of times now, maybe 70% based on business purposes and 30% on basketball, just because you need to fill out a roster.
Yeah. Well, that just means if this cycle keeps happening, at some point, Sam, it'll be the Kings' turn, right? You with me? Maybe? Anybody?
I know you couldn't even put the Kings in there for next year. You had 4
I didn't
teams.
even use that example, huh?
Good pick. You might as well put Charlotte above them, Jason. What are you doing?
Yeah, wow. That's too real. I guess we don't really have a lot of Kings news with the exception of since we last talked. It is official. Bobby Jackson's back. I know we've talked sometimes about, hey, if they hire someone, who else would have hired them? Well, Bobby's at least, he's paid his dues. He's been around a little bit, not only in this organization, Minnesota. He's been with Philly. I'm glad he's back. He's such a great guy. But, boy, the Kings are kind of going all in on that early 2000s group. But we'll see if this pays off for him.
I'm just waiting for the Keon Ellis hire, and the Lawrence Funderburk.
Yeah.
No, I'm happy for. No, Bobby's, like you said, it should always be highlighted that Bobby went outside of the family, so to speak, to go, kind of elevate his coaching craft. I give him credit for that, and happy for him that he'll be back around.
Yeah, for sure. Well, Sam, we appreciate you taking the time this morning from OKC. Enjoy the game tonight. Do you wear earplugs in there? Do you need them tonight?
I should, but I don't. It feels kind of, sacrilege. Maybe there are moments I got the old Bose headphones might go on.
Okay.
But it's a fun environment. It's not, sometimes it's, too much piped in noise and you roll your eyes a little bit at the artificial component. Like this is mostly just a bunch of Okies screaming at the top of their lungs. So it's a pretty good time.
Well, enjoy it. We look forward to your work from The Athletic. As always, Sam, thank you. And we'll talk to you next week.
Thanks, Jay. Be good, brother.
All right. Thank you. That's the great Sam Amick, brought to you by Jiffy Lube every Thursday, 8:00. Sam Amick joins us here talking NBA hoops. All right. Still to come. Normally we'd have Who's Hot, Who's Not streaking at 8:45, but we will have A's rookie first baseman Nick Kurtz joining us. So we'll have Who's Hot, Who's Not, and we'll go streaking next.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sacktown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sacktown Sports app.
Seems everything costs more these days. Gas, groceries, and when's the last time you checked your wireless bill? Yikes. When it comes to big wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Here's how to get the same fast, reliable nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill. Switch to Consumer Cellular. Plans start at just $20 a month, and that's not a short-term promo. Our U.S.-based experts will get you switched and saving in about 20 minutes. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you, and start saving today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing.
The only thing better than a long weekend? A long weekend filled with great deals. And with Kohl's Memorial Day sale, you can get $10 off when you spend $25 or more. Earn $5 Kohl's cash for every $25 spent. And save on must-haves for soaking up the sun, from patio essentials to poolside picks and more. So hurry to Kohl's and kick off your summer with some savings. Select styles, some exclusions apply. Offers end May 26th. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
Domantas Sabonis plays here.
He finds Sabonis, put the frosting on the cake, put the cherry on the sundae. Sabonis with a two-hand clutch makes it 114-106.
Sacktown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
The Memorial Day Race to Savings is on. Get the best deals of the season at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Looking to own or lease? During the Memorial Day Race to Savings, drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our number one priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Folsom Lake Honda.
Honda. Yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
You drove the miles and your tires are done. Got to shop the best prices under the sun at Big O. Big O Tires.
Shop top brand tires with the lowest tire price guarantee and visit your locally owned Big O Tires. Now through May 26th, get $80 to $120 instant savings on 4 select in-stock Cooper, Nexen, Nitto, or Sumitomo brand tires with installation purchase. Installation required. Disposal fees and shop fees extra where permitted. See store for pricing. Eligibility may vary. Not valid with other offers.
Looking for fun for the whole family? Sacramento Rivercats Baseball has it all at Sutter Health Park. Enjoy exciting baseball, kids activities, tasty ballpark treats, and more. Family memories start here. Get your Rivercats baseball tickets at rivercats.com.
Go from daydreamer to industry leader with Amazon Business. From office supplies to IT essentials, Amazon Business provides tools that help you save costs and make insight-based decisions. Learn how to bring your visions to life at amazonbusiness.com.
It's Clean Car Month. Right now, get the Pro X1 Car Care Collection Wash Kit for just $19.99, exclusively at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I can't believe how spotless my floors look after using the Swiffer Power Mop. No more dragging around a heavy mop and messy bucket. Now I get the same deep clean without all the work. Thanks to the powerful solution and scrubbing pad of the Swiffer Power Mop, dirt and grime don't stand a chance, and I don't break a sweat. Mic drop. Mop drop.
Swiffer Power Mop. Swiffer Power Mop.
A smarter way to mop. Try it or your money back.
Come check out Capital Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room with the most variety of table games in the region in a safe and friendly environment. Plenty of well-lit parking available, conveniently located in downtown Sacramento. And remember, Capital Casino has the best food, the best service, and the best action. 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento. For more information, log on to capital-casino.com, and please gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hi, I'm Alan Stiles. Injured at work? Call Downtown. Downtown LA Law Group, California's leading injury law firm. With over 40 lawyers throughout California, they've won over $500 million in settlements. Downtown LA Law Group will get you compensation for your work injury. You don't pay unless they win. That's right. You pay zero up front. Call Downtown. Text Injury Help to 40222. That's Injury Help to 40222. Visit them at calldowntown.com.
The Hagen Oaks Cutting Edge Putter Fitting Studio offers you more technology, more choices, and more service. Hagen Oaks wants to be your go-to total golf game fitter. With $30,000 worth of state-of-the-art technology ready for your fitting, Hagen Oaks will help you make your best putting stroke while finding the best putter design, shape, hosel, length, and loft for your game. Schedule your fitting at the Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio by calling 916-808-2531. That's 808-2531 for more.
Memorial Day savings explode at Maida's Elk Grove Chevy. Save $12,500 off MSRP after rebates. Every new 2025 Silverado Turbo Max in stock. Exclusively at MaidasChevy.com. Now that's big, huge. Together, let's drive.
See dealer for details.
What's hot?
Yeah, hot. Real hot. And what's not?
It's not good.
Brought to you by American Energy Heating and Air, Sacramento's complete heating and cooling company, and second opinion partner.
All right, Chris, who is hot?
Aaron Naismith.
He was very El Scorcho.
There have only been 2 players in NBA history to have had 20 points and have 5 or more threes in the fourth quarter of a playoff game on the opponent's home court. Aaron Naismith did it last night. Do you know who the other was?
No.
Reggie Miller, June 1st, 1994.
Against?
The New York Knicks. That's not going to get a gift.
No. Me or?
You.
Oh. It's good as I saw it on delay. I go, okay, there it is. How many people were wanting the Knicks to win in overtime just to do something back to Tyrese?
I think a lot. I had my bookmarks.
What did you have ready to go?
Him doing the choke sign.
And then what? Just like a tweet to follow, like
yeah, just like with the I would have tweeted the Knicks win and then him doing the
Tyrese was right. You choked, that kind of thing. He called his own shot. Unbelievable. So Aaron Nesmith is hot. By the way, former Celtic. Could have been on this talented Celtics team still. They traded him. Who is not?
The Oakland Athletics.
Who?
The wow. The Athletics of Yellow County. They lost last night to the Angels. The Angels had the 4th worst record in the American League West. A's have the 5th worst record. They're 22-28. They've lost 8 in a row. Only won 1 of their last 10, and have an American League worst home record of 8-16.
I haven't been to all the home wins. I've been to a lot of them, though. Seen plenty of losses. Going today, day game.
Our game was a win.
Yeah, you and I went. They won.
I'm 1-0 at A's games.
But wait, didn't something... You saw Mason Miller come in.
Yes.
You saw the lights.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did they blow it, though, to get there? Or they barely had the lead? Or wait.
No, they were tied when he came in.
Okay, and then they had a walk-off.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's right. They walked off. Jacob Wilson walk-off win, I think. Yeah. So Chris is 1-0. Maybe you need to go a few more times.
The only thing, I love his entrance.
Mason Miller's?
Yeah, the only thing I have a problem with.
The song?
Song. We got to get a better song.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, look, we're also kind of comparing it to, well, just with the A's, Grant Balfour had one of the all-time greats.
He's the best.
The Mets guy, Enter Sandman, Mariano Rivera, Trevor Hoffman, Hell's Bell. Like, this is good. I mean, it's really more about the lights.
Did Rob Nen also have Hell's Bells? I think he did too.
I don't remember that. You might be right. So there you go. That's who's hot.
Keith Falk had a good one. His was Mother by Danzig.
Okay. Is it that it's Nickelback or just the song in general?
The song in general.
Okay. Well, that's who's hot. That's who's not. Hey, New York, it wasn't all bad last night.
200 Dominguez is pitch. Bring ball. High fly ball. Deep right field. This game is over. Into the second deck. Jason Dominguez and the Yankees walk them off. Yankees win this game 4-3.
The Martian, Jason Dominguez homered. I'm sure Knicks fans and New York fans in general would have gladly given up a Yankees Wednesday loss to the Rangers in May for the Knicks to win that. So, yeah, I get the perspective there. But they did get a walk-off win by Dominguez. I don't believe, no, he was not selected by any of us in our Let's Go Streaking. But let's find out how he did. Let's go streaking.
Or out. It's time to go.
Wow. I got mixed up there.
Yeah, just a little bit of mixeroo.
Oh, man, this is all over the place.
Oh, boy. We are buying time to see if Chris can go streaking from safer out. Remember, Nick Kurtz, A's first baseman, will be joining us. Got it?
Huh?
Okay.
Go streaking.
We're going streaking!
Who is the Nostradamus of MLB? Who can keep the streak going? It's time to go streaking.
What the hell are you doing?
We're streaking.
We're streaking.
AA Ron, a regular texter, a regular chatter on the YouTube says, may bump into you again today, Jay Ross. Yeah, I saw AA Ron at a game a while back. It was good to see him. May see some of you if you're going to the game today. Day baseball's fun.
Remember your sunscreen.
Remember your sunscreen. You know what? I've talked to all of your bosses. They said, go ahead. I said, yep, you can go. Go to the game.
We haven't done this in a while. What
that?
Is the go-in price for the A's today?
Okay. I don't know what you're looking up, so I'm going to be...
I'm going to look on StubHub.
StubHub going... Like, what are you trying to find? Like, the best ticket for the best price?
I usually look for, like, just the price for a seat, the cheapest price for a seat, and then I look for like behind home plate.
Okay, so because if I'm not mistaken, I mean, like Home Run Hill might be like.
I haven't seen a lot of those tickets. Those are like, I think, sold.
How do they figure out the number? Because like it's just, hey, I'm going here, putting a blanket down, I'm sitting here. I'm like, well, there's a lot of space out there, but that's always packed. All right, it's Angels. It's a day game. They're struggling. Angels aren't the best. Draw $15.
23.
Okay. That's behind home plate?
No. That's the cheapest seat.
Okay. So behind home plate, I'm going to say 40. No, 33.
45.
Okay.
That's right behind home plate. And then the thing that I've been looking at lately.
How about to play? I'd like to play.
Ooh,
today.
here's one to think about. Let me just make sure. Yes, so for a ticket in the Solon Club, where you get unlimited food and soft drinks, access to the VIP lounge, tickets to a private VIP bar that also includes alcoholic beverages, beer and wine. That is
$65.
$97.
Okay. Well, get out there and enjoy some baseball if you'd like today. 12:35 first pitch. We'll be talking to Nick Kurtz here in just a moment. Let's see the streaks. Dave is at 2. Chris is at 2. I'm at 1. We'll start with the lowest of the batch, and that's me. I was at 1 trying to get to 2. I took Stephen Kwan. Stephen Kwan got up 4 times. Stephen Kwan got a hit. So I go to 2. Dave was at 2 trying to go to 3. He took baseball's best player, best hitter, and one hell of a bottle American. Aaron Judge, of course, he got a couple of hits. Guy's a rock star. So Dave's streak goes to 3. Chris took, I guess, a player that's all right. Shohei Ohtani. More of a pitcher in my mind. He got up 4 times and nothing. No hits.
Boo! You suck!
What's that like? The streak is over.
It's over! It's over, ladies and gentlemen!
So Dave is at 3. I'm at 2. Chris is starting anew today. Limited games today. Dave has sent in his request via text. He is going to take, let me double check because he sent me a player that wasn't playing earlier today. Then he changed to someone I believe that is, just to confirm because I don't always trust when Dave sends those in. He is picking from the New York Yankees, Paul Goldschmidt. I am going to take our next guest, Nick Kurtz. He is red hot. Chris, who are you taking?
Well, got to get this started again, so you know who I'm going with.
Do they play? They do play. Jackson?
Why would I give you a player that's not playing?
Holiday?
Jackson Holiday.
All right. So Goldschmidt, Nick Kurtz, and Jackson Holiday. Speaking of Mr. Kurtz, Dave's rookie first baseman joins us next on Sacktown Sports.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. What's going on, Chad, for Chrysler's Employee Pricing Plus event?
If you've been struggling to find the right Ram heavy duty that fits within your budget, the search is over with Hoblet's Employee Pricing Plus event, where we give you the employee price and then take even more off. Right now, save up to 10% off MSRP on brand new 2025 Ram Heavy Duty 2500s and 3500s. Don't miss your chance to save big like the Employee of the Month at Hoblet Dodge.
And you're always one of the top Ram truck dealers in the entire nation.
It's true, and I think it boils down to our huge selection of hard-to-find Ram Heavy Duties with over 300 available and our award-winning customer service.
Search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com.
10% toll net savings on select new 2025 Ram 3500 Laramie after $1,500 factory rebates and $9,075 dealer discount, including employee pricing for all. Rebates include $500 on the job upfit. Must show eligible upfit. And Hoblet discount between $7,100 and $9,075, depending on trim level, for a total of 10% off MSRP. Aid of this net savings. Sample VIN 02043. See dealer for details.
Welcome to the Tap House Restaurant at Bartley Cavanaugh Golf Course. With an array of local craft brews from a selection of 20 taps, the Tap House menu boasts freshly made sandwiches, crisp salads, and a variety of specialty entrees. The Tap House Restaurant at Bartley Cavanaugh is the perfect spot to share good food, whether you play golf or not, especially during happy hour from 3 to 6 daily. Drop by the Tap House Restaurant for scenic views, exquisite food, and a hearty welcome. The Tap House Restaurant at Bartley Cavanaugh Golf Course.
When you think of hot, you might think about the tragic time you ate too much wasabi. Or about getting into your car on a summer day when it feels more like stepping into a sauna. But heat can work in your favor, like during Verizon Red Hot Deal Days. Get hundreds of hot deals on all your favorites, like iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence, Apple Watch Series 10, and iPad, on any plan. Only until May 28th for new and existing customers. Offer available on My Plan. Only at Verizon.
The coolest summer starts at Target with up to 50% off select Sun Squad pool and outdoor toys and 20% off select favorite day treats with Target Circle. Discover inflatable pools and outdoor toys that'll surely make a big splash this season, while you keep it cool and sweet with the most shareable cookies and frozen snacks under the sun. Hurry! Now through Memorial Day, save up to 50% on select Sun Squad toys and 20% on select favorite day treats with Target Circle, only at Target. Restrictions apply.
Trey Songz, live. All the hits, all in one night. Trey Songz. Friday, June 20th, the venue at Thunder Valley. With special guest, Jeremiah. For tickets, visit ThunderValleyResort.com and see the show. Trey Songz, Friday, June 20th, the venue at Thunder Valley.
Get ready for a summer of music, comedy, and thrills with the Sacktown Sports Live events calendar. Kick it off with punk legends The Damned at Ace of Spades May 31st. Then laugh it up with comedian Kathleen Madigan at Hard Rock Live Sacramento June 7th. Country fans, mark your calendars. Whitey Morgan and the 78s roll into town June 19th, followed by jam-packed June 21st. Tainted Love is at Ace of Spades. Lee Bryce and Walker Hayes are at Ironstone Amphitheater, and Penn and Teller are at Thunder Valley. Then it's 3 days of music and wine at the Country Summer Music Festival, June 27th through the 29th at the Sonoma County Fairgrounds. Don't miss the tradition and thrills of the Folsom Pro Rodeo July 3rd through 5th, followed by country superstar Cody Johnson at Golden One Center July 18th. August brings legends. Catch Rick Springfield August 1st and Parker McCollum at the Ironstone Amphitheater June 16th. Grab your tickets now and don't miss a beat. Only with Sacktown Sports.
What's hot and what's not. Brought to you by American Energy Heat and Air, making the uncomfortable comfortable. Head to AmericanEnergyAir.com to find out more.
The only place in the morning to get your sports fix. Live and local. The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
All right, back here on the show, Jason Ross here with you, Christopher Lott as well, Carmichael Dave back with us tomorrow. Show rolling right along, been a fun show so far. Chatted with Kelly Brothers. Bless you, Chris. Talking sports business.
Good at business.
Also, Sam Amick joined us from Oklahoma City talking NBA playoff hoops. What a wild game last night between the Knicks and the Pacers. Anything you ever miss on any of our shows, from us to Styles to the Drive Guys, certainly go back to Sacktown Sports. Check out our clips, our YouTube page. Shows are podcasted there. You can always hear any interview if you ever missed it in real time. Anything you want to hear about, you can catch it at your own convenience at any time. That's the beauty of this, and including a conversation with A's rookie first baseman Nick Kurtz, who was kind enough to join us on the phone this morning. Nick coming off a couple of home runs last night. Unfortunately, his team is struggling a bit right now. Nick, I'm Jason. Good morning. How are you?
Doing well. How are you doing, Jason?
Doing well. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining us. I guess, look, the sport is a team sport. You're trying to do your individual part. How's the mixed emotions of last night doing something you haven't done in the majors yet, where you hit 2 homers in a game, but yet you guys don't get the win? So you're having some personal success without the team success right now. How do you kind of compartmentalize that?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. But bottom line, the only thing I really care about is winning. And if I hit 2 home runs, the win's really the only thing that matters. So just focus on doing that moving forward.
So you guys are in a tough way right now, but it feels like it's there. It's little things, and that's a lot of what baseball is. The execution's kind of missing. It might be from the starting pitching. It might come in the middle relief. It might be leaving guys on base for you guys as hitters. It feels fixable, but when you're not fixing it in real time, how are you guys dealing with it? How's the clubhouse kind of keeping you guys upbeat in this losing stretch?
Yeah, it's frustrating for sure. We know that we're not far away. We know that's just a couple little things, like you said, but we're just trying to show up to the yard and have fun every single day. So that's kind of what we're focused on, and everything will work itself out. We just got to keep grinding and stay consistent.
So a lot of hype about you when you came up. People were excited to see you come in, and we had to wait a while to get your first home run. You had to wait a while, but I want to go to that experience. Hopefully you'll hit many, many home runs in your career, but the first one is always memorable. You do it at Dodger Stadium. What do you remember about your first major league home run?
Yeah, and back before, I kind of just missed one, flew out to the warning track, so I was like, that was my chance. And then they kind of relaxed me. Actually, I was like, all right, I'm just gonna go up there and left the change up and put a good swing on it. Know that I hit hard off the bat, and I can't really remember anything after that. I kind of blacked out, but it was really fun, really cool experience.
So I've seen, I kid you not, Nick, I've been to a lot of your games. I've seen a lot of your at-bats. I missed that one. I didn't see it when it happened. So forgive me. I don't know what happened. What kind of treatment did you get? Did they not recognize you? Did they go all out? What was the dugout like when you arrived after your first home run?
Yeah, they gave me the silent treatment as soon as I got back. So I kind of knew that's what they were going to do. I just kind of didn't know what to do when I got in there and how to get the silent treatment over with and celebrate with the guys.
Yeah, who broke first?
I think it was Max Schumann.
Okay.
Tapping me on my shoulder. Nice. That was it. Him and Seth Brown.
There you go. Did you get the ball?
Yeah, I did get it.
And so when you get that, what do you do with that? What's the significance of that for you? What will you do with that first home run ball?
I'll just give it to my dad. He'll take it. He'll put it away. That's kind of means a lot more to him to have that than it does to me.
That's cool.
Sure.
What did it mean to you, by the way? I think it was your first game. You got called up. You were at home. It was either your first game or your second game playing that your old teammates from Wake Forest were actually out in the West Coast. There was a bunch of them out there by your dugout. What was that like to have that support for that game you had at home?
Yeah, it was a second game. They were playing Stanford over the weekend, so they got there on Thursday. Came to the game. It was really cool because that was a lot of those guys. That was just last year for me. So having them there, having them be part of the experience, all the coaching staff. I wouldn't be here without them. So that was really awesome.
So for you, watching you hit, I know you got you're just kind of your DNA is you're patient. You get a lot of walks. You make pitchers work. You get to the majors though. These guys, a lot of guys are peppering you right away with strikes. So how do you kind of as a patient hitter, a disciplined hitter, work through maybe now you kind of when you came in, you're down 0-2, 1-2 counts where now they have the advantage on you. How have you kind of made that work, being patient yet still trying to find your pitch? How are you figuring that out here in the majors so far?
Yeah, I've had to make a few adjustments. They're going to command the zone a lot better. They're going to make pitchers pitches. And if you get down to 0-1, 0-2, it's going to be really hard to hit, and hitting's already hard in general. So trying to find, ways where I can still be patient, maybe shrink my zone, but still be aggressive and, go after those early pitches. So it's a combination of both.
So as we're talking with A's rookie first baseman Nick Kurtz, obviously I'm sure the dream was to get to the majors. You did it pretty quickly. Do you feel like you've had oh my gosh, I'm in the major league moment? If so, what do you feel like, was that pinch me moment? I can't believe I'm playing at Dodger Stadium, playing in West Sacramento, playing wherever. What have you felt like you've had that moment or faced this pitcher?
I think it was facing DeGrom. Jacob DeGrom for me. That was like my second game. He was a guy who, growing up, he's, Cy Young, crazy pitcher, insane. Like that was just a really cool moment. I faced him twice now already, so it's probably him.
Did his stuff feel as electric as you kind of thought it would be?
Yes, but I got to remember that I'm also, I know that I'm capable and good enough to be here. So at the same time, this stuff's really good, but I know I can do something with it.
So I love just the nature of the sport. It's such a long season. You guys have notedly had a really good clubhouse, a fun clubhouse. We talked to TJ McFarland a couple weeks ago. We were asking him about pranks, and he's one of the guys. He said he wanted to do this so badly, and we kind of gave him grief that he didn't do it. It was after one of your first games. I think you tripped over the mound on a pop-up. It was just kind of a weird play, but he's like, oh, I wanted to do like in a movie where they have like the death body, like lay out. He was going to call everybody out. Look, it's Kurtz out on the mound. I was like, how did you not do that? That would have been such a good moment. What are some of the pranks they've gotten on you, or have you had to do any rookie like, hey, welcome to the majors, I'm the young guy on the team kind of moves?
Yeah, I mean, kind of do a few stuff, but that's just normal rookie stuff, whether it's just getting donuts or, getting stuff for the older guys. Nothing too crazy. But yeah, they still put pictures of me up in the locker room with me, the whole tripping sequence, each part of it. So they got to it enough for sure.
Yeah. How are you enjoying Sacramento, kind of getting adjusted? Haven't been here a long time, and you guys are in and out week by week, but how have you adjusted the new city?
It's great. Yeah. I never spent a whole lot of time in California. So about, my second or third time here. So living here, it's a great city. Weather's beautiful. So it's been really good.
If you weren't a baseball player, what do you think you'd be doing at this early part of your life?
So I've got no idea.
Baseball is it.
I couldn't be that. Yeah, but I couldn't be sitting at a desk. I'd have to be out doing something. Whether it's, I'm not really sure, but sitting at a desk was never going to be me.
All right. How about as a sports fan growing up? Do you have what teams, maybe football, basketball, baseball, that you followed and liked?
Yeah, so I'm actually a huge Cowboys fan, unfortunately.
Oh, that's okay.
Cowboys fan from Pennsylvania.
Yeah. How'd that work in Pittsburgh country?
Yeah, so we're a lot of Eagles, a lot of Steelers fans. I have a brother who's a huge Cowboys fan, older brother. So growing up, he kind of converted me right away. Yeah, it's been. I mean, I haven't seen him be good, so but it's all right. And then the rest, other than that, the rest of sports were all Philly.
All Philly. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, day baseball today. I mean, again, I don't know how you guys do this. You have so many games. You had a pretty late night last night, right back at the park pretty early today. You have a preference? Day baseball, night baseball? Does it matter?
Night games for sure for me.
Oh, really? Why is that was an easy answer. Why? What's wrong with the day game for you?
I don't know. I just think playing under the lights is something that you can't beat. I think it's just part of the reason why you love playing is pack that crowd under the lights. That's kind of what baseball is to me.
Yeah. Well, you hit one off that monster wall in center last night. You hit one on Home Run Hill. You hit three in the last two games. We hope you keep that hot streak going today. Best of luck. Time to break the streak as a team. You keep this thing rolling. Nick, it's been a pleasure watching you play. We wish you a great season, a great career ahead, and I know we'll talk to you again down the line sometime soon.
Thank you, man.
All right, appreciate it. That is Nick Kurtz, the A's rookie. He's got a huge future ahead. He's on a hot streak right now. I picked him for streaking. I should have told him that. Just give me a hit. Give me a little wink, little finger gun. Say, yep, did that for you, Jay Ross. I just need a hit. Make it a home run, though. Make it special, just for me. All right, thanks again to Nick Kurtz. All right, when we come back, last hour, this show has flown by. We'll preview Game 2 of the Western Conference Finals. We'll have crosstalk with Alan Stiles and Celebrity Birthdays. And when we come back, SGA. He's the winner of the MVP. Will he be along the lines of other one-time winners? Is this the start of multiple MVPs? Just how tough it is to win this award. We'll talk about that next.
Visit SacktownSports.com and join the Sacktown Sports 1140 newsletter.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
My car is making this noise. Sometimes it's like doot doot, and sometimes it's like.
Do you have a dash light on?
Oh yeah.
And we don't have to listen for clues. With the free Fix Finder service, we can read a check engine, ABS, or maintenance light to find the likely fix and even recommend a local shop if you need one.
So you don't need to hear the.
Not with Fix Finder. Everything you need, nothing you don't.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body? That's why you should shower with Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash instead of plain old bar soap. Love your skin by super hydrating it with vitamin B3 and glorious notes of vanilla and shea. Did you know that my super hydrated skin is the second largest organ of my body?
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sink's overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was going to unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. It's the Sleep Number Everything Smart Bed sale. Every smart bed and base are on sale during our Memorial Day event. Up to 50% off, plus free home delivery. Limited time. Exclusively to Sleep Number store near you. Learn more at sleepnumber.com.
Skeeter here. Got a question. What's small and dark with white bands on its legs and bites during the day?
Mosquitoes. Hi, I'm Luz Maria Robles, but these are 2 new types of day-biting mosquitoes. They're invading our area and becoming a big problem.
And they can be dangerous.
But we're on it, so when you see them, report it at fightthebite.net. In the meantime, use insect repellent and drain stagnant water around your yard.
We're here to help with these day-biting mosquitoes.
Visit us at fightthebite.net.
Whitey here for Napoleon Grills, reminding you that when buying a new grill, every detail matters. While supplies last, you'll receive a $149 gift with purchase on every new Napoleon Prestige stainless steel grill. The kit even includes a pizza lover starter kit and much more. And now up to $79 off Napoleon Rogue models. Napoleon grills are built different, built better, built to last, with a lifetime warranty and premium steel that boasts amazing quality. Visit Green Acres Nursery today for your best selection of Napoleon grills and accessories.
With 25 award-winning years in Northern California, Ashton & Price is your local injury law firm. Pro attorney tip: if a firm presents as local but they're in LA, red flag. If your first consultation is not with a lawyer, big red flag. At Ashton & Price, your first consult is with a local attorney, and if serious injury prevents travel, a lawyer will come to you. Still not enough? George Washington's my uncle. At Ashton & Price, no red flags, just red, white, and blue.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
San Francisco! What a laser from Brock Purdy, and what a catch.
San Francisco 49ers single game tickets are available now.
Intercepted by Fred Warner. Fred gets up and runs back the other way. One block and he's in. Gonna throw left for the end zone. It's caught by George Kittle.
Secure your seats at 49ers.com/tickets.
KHD KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sacktown Sports, 1140. The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
All right, final hour of today's show. Jason Ross, Christopher Laud here. Alan Stiles will be joining us in about 45 minutes or so. As, again, to kind of reset some of today's top stories that we've been discussing. Just an incredible game one last night, Eastern Conference Finals. A gut punch of a loss if you're the Knicks. A thrilling, potentially... I mean, we'll see. A lot of series to go. Series stealing type of win, but yeah, it's unfair to put that all on game one. Let me see the stat here they have on TV right now. Since 1998, NBA playoff teams had been 0 and 1,414 when down by 9 or more points in the final minute of the fourth quarter and overtime. Well, now there's one win, and that's the Pacers. We said it earlier with Sam Amick. The Pacers have 3 times in this postseason trailed by 7 or more in overtime, in the fourth quarter with a minute to go, and they've won 3 of those games. That's incredible. Absolutely incredible. So are they the team of destiny? Is that the kind of play they made yesterday? Or is it just one really, really bad loss? To be determined. We shall find out. Good series. Seems like it will be a good series. 2 fun teams, 2 desperate teams to get to the finals. I like it. We have a rematch tonight of Game 1 of the West. The Thunder and the Timberwolves. We'll preview that coming up in our next segment. Still to come what to watch. And like we said, we'll visit with Alan and some celebrity birthdays to wrap things up. If you missed it, we talked to Sam Amick earlier, about an hour ago. Really good conversation. And just moments ago, good to catch up with A's rookie first baseman, their phenom, their top prospect, Nick Kurtz, who hit 2 home runs last night, hit 1 the day before. He's got 3 in 2 days, 4 on his young career, and bright future for him. He's going to be a really good player. So hopefully you had a chance to catch that interview. And again, like we said before, if you miss anything, go back to our Sacktown Sports YouTube page, our website. We have the app. You can always find these conversations in any part of the shows at any time you want. All right. So yesterday, the MVP was officially announced. I think there was a pretty good debate on whether it would be Nikola Jokic or SGA. I would have voted for SGA. I would have had zero problems if Jokic won it. He had an MVP caliber season. Those were the only 2 that got first place votes. Let's hear SGA yesterday on winning the award.
I'm very thankful to be this side of the ballot. But none of it's possible without the guys behind me. The amount of games we won and the fashion that we won the games is so impressive, and it's probably the main reason why I get the award. So without them, it's not possible. And one more here from SGA.
When Akeem Olajuwon won the award, he made us take the award and hold it for him. And so who are those guys that have seen you at your best and your worst that has gone through this journey? Some of the guys are new and some of the guys have been there for a longer time.
Yeah, to start, I'm going to have to say Lou. Like, Lou was with me my first year in OKC. So the last 6 years, he was on the team when we were winning 10 games a season to 25 games to 40 to now 68, 70. He's seen the best version of me, the worst version of me, the pissed off version of me, the happy version of me. We've been through thick and thin in the NBA, and to have him on the journey has been special.
So SGA is your MVP.
He's seen the tired version of me. He's seen the bored version of me.
The hungry version, the sad version, the silly version. He got 71 first place votes. Jokic got 29 first place votes. They flip-flopped second, so they either got first or second. Giannis got the majority of the third place votes. He got a few fourth and then a couple of fifth. They vote out to 5 spots. So if you go all the way from the bottom, Evan Mobley received a vote. James Harden, Jalen Brunson, Steph Curry, Anthony Edwards, Cade Cunningham, LeBron James still getting votes. Donovan Mitchell, Jason Tatum finished fourth, and then it's Giannis, Nikola Jokic, and SGA. Chris brought up a good point earlier. I mean, I think this is a question to voters, to how, there isn't a clear-cut definition established as to what MVP is. A lot of times it is the best player on the best team. That could be your definition. Not even telling you that's wrong. It could be value. What, take this player off this team. What do they mean to you? A combination of both. Best statistics. I mean, they all kind of live in the same general area, but there's some nuance along the way. I think SGA did have the best statistical season. Now, there's arguments for Joker, and I think his value to Denver, I would say, is more important than SGA's. But again, where is your definition of MVP? And then you start to think about it in the historical context. And MVP and championships are kind of where legacies are made and defined. And do you need an MVP to have a championship team? Well, if we go back to 2000, 15 players have won the MVP since 2000. So there's obviously some repeat guys. 8 have won titles overall. It doesn't have to be in their MVP year. And the only one that won his title on a different team than his MVP team was Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant won his title with the Warriors. He won his MVP with a member of the Thunder. Now, LeBron kind of too, but that's a tough one because he won MVPs in Cleveland, where he was drafted. He won a title later in Cleveland. He won his MVPs also in Miami, won a title there. So he's a little bit of a unique case. But I don't think you have to be an MVP or have an MVP to have your team win a title. That's not a exact correlation. You'll have a great regular season to have an MVP. But it's also kind of begs the question when you start to think about differences in multiple MVPs, because you start to go down that list. Kareem has the most. He has 6 MVPs. Michael Jordan and Bill Russell then get to a group of 5 MVPs. I think LeBron could have 5 or 6, but he has 4. Wilt Chamberlain is 4. The company that's in 3, Moses Malone, Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, Nikola Jokic. The group that's at 2, Bob Pettit, Steve Nash, Karl Malone, Tim Duncan, Steph Curry, and Giannis. And then there's a lot of guys that have 1. And my gut's telling me that SGA will win 1. I don't know that he'll win another. That's not a reflection on him as a player by any means. It's difficult to win the MVP. He has kind of checked the boxes of being a scoring leader, one of the league's leader in steals, best record in the league. If SGA has a similar year next year and the Thunder have a similar year, he will definitely be near the top. I feel like he could be the player where it's voter fatigue, and I know it's only 1 year, but he was close to winning an MVP last year. I don't know if Jokic is falling in line there, but Jokic also might have been. He had a great year. He's won 3. They weren't the best record. They weren't the best record by a good distance. They were the 4 seed. There were teams better than him in the East. There were a handful of teams that had better records. I see that argument. Right or wrong, I see it. So I think it'll be really difficult for SGA to win another one. And if SGA ends up going down the line of one-time winners, that's okay. Kevin Durant, I think of as one of the great players we've ever seen. He has 1 MVP. Like him or not, James Harden is one of the great players we've ever seen. And I know more people don't like him, but he has 1 MVP. Russell Westbrook has played like more than a 1-season MVP. He's got 1. But let's go to bigger names that people would put in the upper echelon of all-time greats. Shaquille O'Neal, 1 MVP. Kobe, 1 MVP. These guys are legends. So SGA, congrats. I think you deserved it. He has 1 MVP. If I was guessing, I think that's where it'll end for him because there are so many good players. And right now, Luka hasn't won 1. The league wants him to get 1. Anthony Edwards doesn't have 1. Wembanyama doesn't have 1. Could Giannis win another? Could Jokic win another? Embiid got 1 in there. Paul George has been great. Dame Lillard. Could Steph have 1 more run? Could LeBron do the unthinkable? Cooper Flagg, could he jump? I mean, there's just people who were not even. Ben Caro. Well, he all of a sudden turned, SGA was getting better and better, and then all of a sudden, boom, here he is jumping on the scene like this the last couple of years as one of the game's great players. Brunson, if the Knicks are the number 1 seed, if the Celtics have the 1 seed without Tatum, Jaylen Brown is amazing. It's really difficult to win the MVP. SGA had the sweet spot. Great record, great individual season, number 1 in historically great standings and his stats. Great call. Good job by the voters. I think it was SGA's award to win, and he took it down. He will be back on the court tonight, though, for Game 2. Game 1 was a 2-point lead for the Thunder with 6 minutes to go in the third quarter. Then it was lights out. They got thunderstruck, hit by one of those Thunder runs. How does Game 2 play out? We'll take a look at Game 2 of the Conference Finals of the West when we come back on Sacktown Sports.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sacktown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sacktown Sports app.
Carmichael Dave here for my good friends at American Energy. As a native Sacramentan, I can tell you, not that you need to know, that it might be nice right now, but turn the corner and oh my God, it's so hot. Yeah, you know summer is coming. And my friends at American Energy want to make sure you are dialed with your AC unit. So how about this? Half off tune-up right now. It's a special going on, just $24.50 to get your air conditioner tuned up. A free diagnostic. And oh, by the way, if you need a new AC unit, up to $3,500 in rebates on qualifying system installations. That's right. They've been serving the greater Sacramento area since 1981. A+ with the Better Business Bureau. Give them a call, 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990. Here's the song.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Carmichael Dave.
He has very good sources, and he just kind of tells it as it is and gets to the point.
Jason Ross.
He has a lot of pretty smart things to say. He's good at what he does.
On Sacktown Sports.
OKC down 8-0 to start by as many as 9 in the opening half. Walloped the Wolves in game 1. 114-88, a resounding message sent by the top-seeded Thunder as they pick off the Wolves in game 1 decisively, 114-88.
That was Matt Pinto the other night, voice of the Oklahoma City Thunder from the Thunder Radio Network, as OKC made a statement in the second half of that game, taking out the Minnesota Timberwolves. So game 2 is tonight. Look, I always look at these series from each team's perspective. If I'm the Thunder, I feel good about the statement I made to close that game out. Look, they were really, really strong. But they got a punch. This is going to be a little different for them than the Denver series was, and Denver took them to the limit, had their chances, ultimately lost game 7. Let's hear SGA talk about kind of the differences between between the Nuggets and the Timberwolves after just this one game.
Did you feel that at all during the game, that you have to remind yourself, oh, this isn't Denver anymore?
It felt different from jump. They're more like pressure oriented. It feels like a little more physical. But at the end of the night, it's basketball. They throw you a problem and you have to solve it, whatever it looks like. And that's what it is every night. And that's what it was tonight. They had different coverages, different personnel out there, and we have to attack it and work together as a unit to solve the problems out there. And we did that. They did. And, again, 114-88 was the final. They had an incredible shooting second half. 66 points, something like that, scored 70 in the second half. If I'm looking at some DNA things that you'd like to repeat if you're OKC and things that I think are repeatable, they hit them with depth. I mean, they had a really good bench performance. SGA got his 31 points, became more efficient as the game went on, but wasn't that efficient. 10 of 27. Got to the foul line 14 times. That's something he does, made 11 of them. I like the balance. I thought they got away with playing smaller effectively. They sat at times Holmgren and Hartenstein and still got it done with Williams and Dort and SGA and Joe and Wallace and Caruso, the different guys. Kenrich Williams gave them some nice run in 10 or 12 minutes or so. So, if I'm OKC, look, you're the favorite. You have home court. The other team has to, I would say, adjust to you a little bit more. Some of the things they will try to clean up probably is I did think they left open some looks that were makeable for Minnesota. Minnesota at the same time also got a little too three-point happy, in my opinion. I think they took 51 of them, made 15. You like the 15 makes, but at a more efficient rate is what they'd like to see. They held them to 35% shooting. They turned them over. I think the points off turnovers, 31-10 was the difference.
That's a 21-point disparity. And look, they lost 114-88. So I think, and I said this yesterday with Dave, the things that people will always say when you play OKC is try to limit turnovers, because if they turn you over, they're out and they're running and they're getting fast break points. Well, Denver said that, I'm sure, in the first round. Memphis said that. It's what they do. They're really good in that department. Jalen Williams had 5 of those steals. SGA had 3. This is in their DNA. They're a feisty, aggressive defensive team. You also try to defend without fouling that team. Easier said than done. They get you in the bonus. They get people in foul trouble. So let's look at it from Minnesota's perspective. I think Minnesota played a really nice first half. I think the lead should have been larger, but they had the lead. Julius Randle looked to be a problem. I think some of his bully ball tactics into the paint work, but when he over dribbles it, that's when the help comes in. And if he turns at any point into the paint towards the baseline, there were multiple defenders waiting for him. And that's when the turnover started to happen. Minnesota's bench has to be dramatically better. Rudy Gobert was in foul trouble, didn't give him the kind of contributions that you would want from him. And so they played smaller. That's not entirely a bad problem. I think with Randall and Reed, they're still pretty big. Reed was 1 of 11, 0 for 7 from 3. I think between, DiVincenzo and Reed, 3 of 19. Again, part of it's their defense. Part of it is settling for 3-pointers. Anthony Edwards has to be better. That's kind of non-negotiable. And he kind of reflected on that and got fined for this.
I definitely got to shoot more. I only took 13 shots, but I'll say probably just get off the ball a little more, play without the ball. I think that'll be the answer, because playing on the ball, they're just going to double and sit in the gaps all day. So got to go watch some film and pick it apart. We'll figure it out.
I thought that was interesting. If you heard a conversation earlier with Sam Amick from The Athletic about kind of the intel on Anthony Edwards is just kind of a student of the game, a lab. He's going to go in, he's going to watch video, and that's all great. You love that. But he kind of needs a game or two to see how he's being defended, to watch that film, to learn, as opposed to kind of having that knowledge ahead of time, because you don't know exactly how they're going to defend you. And he'll probably get better as the series goes along. If he doesn't, it will be a short series. I was starting to lean before the series that I thought Minnesota could maybe do it and maybe upset them. I'm still there, but obviously it'll change by the game. And I'm not one that, if I pick this beforehand, I'm going to lock in. You get more information as you watch. I'm not going to change yet, but I'm very leery of this because I like their size. I like their depth. I like their ability to get after you, to have players that can guard, different players that can guard SGA effectively. I think McDaniels is a terrific defender. I like his size and length on him. He's got to stay out of foul trouble. I think Gobert could still have an impact in the series. I think Conley can play a lot better. So they've got the elements, I think, to really make this either a long series or pull off the upset. But one game's not going to change my mind is really, and for the bulk of that game, I was like, this is some of the stuff I thought could happen. Here they are. They're right here with the lead, 6 minutes to go in the third quarter. And then that blitz that the Thunder hit them with was something that Minnesota just could not handle. And they're not exclusive to that. There's a lot of teams that can't handle that. So that is something to watch going forward. And here's one more from Anthony Edwards on kind of adjustments they need to make.
They clog the paint. That's what they do. They don't got much size down there, so they bank on us not making shots, I guess, because every time I go to the rim, it's like 4 people in the paint. So, yeah, I guess they just be clogging the paint. They put like 4 bodies in the paint, make you kick it out. So,
yeah, another big difference, points in the paint, 54-20 for OKC. So they dominated a lot of categories, and that domination didn't all come just in the last quarter and a half. The score did, but that's something to see, and that's the adjustments that Chris Finch and the T-Wolves have to make. And look, from their perspective, they'll know that they played them pretty well for 2.5 quarters. That's irrelevant if you do that every game and you get swept or lose in 5. You got to make more of an impact on that. You don't have to be perfect against the Thunder, but you got to be pretty locked in for the majority of the game. I thought early on they had their chances to get even larger separation, missed some big threes when that lead was 8 and 9 points. Could have gotten that to double digits and maybe even up to like 15. And, put a little more pressure on that home team. But if you're Minnesota and you do put that together at a little higher and consistent level today, and you go home 1-1, you accomplished one of your goals, to win home court advantage and to, kind of dictate the terms. And you win every game at home, which it's not that simple. Well, you're moving on to your first NBA Finals. So I like this series. I think we're going to have more drama than we did in Game 1. I mean, Game 1 by the, middle of the fourth, that thing was over. Maybe not as dramatic as we got last night in the East, but I think the matchups are good. And you're kind of trying to see if this just well-balanced, minimal flawed Oklahoma City Thunder team that hasn't had a ton of experience this far in is ready for the moment. And last year is the 1 seed. They didn't get all the way through. This year is the 1 seed, even a better year. They're the favorite to get all the way through. With some of the teams that have already lost in the West, some of the teams they wouldn't have to face, like Boston or Cleveland in the East. Feels like things are lining up for them, but now they got to back it up, support it, and do it themselves. So I'm looking forward to tonight, seeing if this becomes even a little bit more compelling of a series. If it's 2-0, I think it'll be really, really difficult for Minnesota to win 4 or 5. Not impossible, but we'll need to see how it plays out. Just saying 2-0, okay, how did the game go? But if it's 1-1, also, how did the game go? What did the T-Wolves do to even up the series and get that advantage back in their favor? So something to check out tonight. Speaking of that, what to watch tonight, a few other news and notes and nuggets that we've got coming for you, and crosstalk with Alan Stiles, celebrity birthdays, all coming up in our final half hour of the show. That is all coming your way right here on Sacktown Sports.
The only place you'll find Keegan Murray is Sacktown Sports.
Out to Keegan Murray, straight away for 3, and Keegan knocks down the triple.
Hey, Sacramento, it's Keegan Murray, and you're listening to the home of Sacramento Kings, Sacktown Sports.
Your local sports leader.
It's about time they
fixed that pothole.
Invented better windshield wipers.
Made an internet that just works. Fidium Fiber Internet, starting at only $30 a month. It feels like Fidium. Offer available to residential customers only. Terms and conditions apply. See Fidium.com for details.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center for your Thursday. Bright sunshine expected, a nice cool start to the day thanks to the Delta breeze. Delta breeze will trim back temperatures this afternoon. Expect daytime highs mid to upper 80s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
Memorial Day savings explode at Maida's Elk Grove Chevy. Save $12,500 off MSRP after rebates. Every new 2025 Silverado Turbo Max in stock.
And Maida Chevy has similar savings on every new Silverado. One of the largest selections of new Silverado in the Sacramento area.
$12,500 off new Silverado. Exclusively at the Maida Chevy Silverado Supercenter. Now that's big, huge. See them all at MaidaChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
Turning 21 remaining, not available with special financing, lease, and some other offers.
Great conditions, a fun layout, and unbeatable value. Timber Creek and Sierra Pines are Sacramento's #1 rated golf destination. With 27 holes, a spacious practice facility, and professional instruction, there's always a way to improve your game. Planning a tournament or corporate event, they offer customizable packages and award-winning catering to make your event effortless. Timber Creek is easy to find in Roseville, but hard to forget. Book your round today at timbercreekgc.com or call 916-774-3851.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Have you noticed cracks in your drywall, chimney, or exterior walls? I hope not, because if you have, they could be indications that you've got a much bigger problem with your foundation. That's where Groundworks comes in. They can honestly assess your situation and create a plan to stabilize your foundation. Schedule your free inspection at groundworks.com/row. And while you're there, check out my latest dirty job. It's a good one.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Progressive knows if you have to choose between everyday life and your RV, RV wins.
What, are you going to take the RV to the mountains or go pick up your dry cleaning?
RV wins!
Are we cleaning the gutters or taking the RV camping?
RV wins!
Are we getting a new passport or cruising up the coast?
RV wins!
Don't forget, you got that trip to Sweden coming up.
Oh, yeah, passport, then RV.
Yeah! With Progressive, you can bundle your RV with your home or auto and save with a discount and spend more time enjoying those savings in your RV. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states and situations.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sinks overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was going to unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers,
But we're different.
Are you really that different than the rest of us?
We are. As a fiduciary, we always focus on what's best for our clients.
What services do you offer besides investing?
We have a team of specialists in financial planning, estate planning, and more.
Your clients rely on you for all that?
Yes, we ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Okay, but you still sell commission-based products, right?
No, because we believe that's a conflict of interest. We prioritize service over sales goals.
So then how do your fees work?
We have a simple and transparent fee that's a percentage of our clients' portfolios. So we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, we're more different than I thought.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at fisherinvestments.com. Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
The clock is ticking, Ethan.
Hey, movie fans, get ready for the ultimate summer blockbuster at the Esquire IMAX Theater in downtown Sacramento. Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning.
I need you to trust me.
Filmed for IMAX, every mission has led to this. Feel every heart-pounding moment on Esquire IMAX's 6-story screen with thunderous audio. Grab your reserved seats now at IMAX.com/Sacramento. The Esquire IMAX Theater, the world's most immersive movie experience for Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-568-2790. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-568-2790. That's 800-568-2790. For $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with, call Big Lou at 800-568-2790.
Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
On Sacktown Sports.
Former Kings head coach Michael Malone is making the rounds. He was working the Western Conference Finals. He'll be doing that tonight. He's also on Pat McAfee right now. A lot of people gave him some grief the other day where he's like, oh, he's the league MVP, and he showed why. It was like, was he taking shots at the Joker? When earlier in the year, there's audio out there where he's like, the stats that the Joker's doing every night, that guy wins the MVP 10 out of 10 times.
He reminds me of the Marcus Cousins.
The Marcus Cousins. By the way, text line, you have succeeded today in something that is really difficult to do, and I will explain at 916-339-1140. Christopher Laud might be the king of sending videos out to people that he knows of stuff that he thinks is funny. And for the most part, Chris, I think your batting average is very high.
I'm guessing like 893.
You might even be low saying that. Like you're to me, you hit more maybe than others. To me, like I think most of it's.
I think I know my audience.
Yeah, and for me, like we're probably a lot of the stuff is pretty similar. I'm like, that's good. Sometimes like, that one didn't do it as much for me. But it's never like, Chris, that was stupid. So Chris could be a tough critic because he sends out a lot of pretty funny stuff to people he knows. So we got a text I told Chris about. This was a while ago, about 35 minutes that came into the show. Let me find it here. Okay. From the 209, have you guys checked out, quote, Shepmates, SHEPMATES, Shepmates on YouTube? They parody iconic sports calls. Check it out. They're hilarious. So I told Chris this. Chris went to to look it up. And then I could tell like it was maybe a hit, but I wasn't certain. Then I went in there. It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's good.
It's
like
good.
They know what
you didn't want to like it.
I didn't. Well, when just judging a book by its cover, I'm like, no, these guys are going to be stupid.
And it's two guys with not fake headsets. They have headsets on, but they are impersonating, like the text said, iconic.
I would
sports
say
calls.
that they are. What is that when you're like lip sync? They're lip syncing.
They are.
they're lip syncing a call, like some of the great calls.
But the variety of calls. So I think I saw 3 when I was in there. Just for an example, like they had last year, there was that pretty. I remember it now. I don't know that there's anything more iconic about it than it was Chiefs, Broncos. Broncos are about to win. All they have to do is make this extra point, field goal, whatever it is, and it's blocked. So the 2 people are playing Kevin Harlan, and I believe it was, I forget who the analyst was that day. Former quarterback Trent Green. And you kind of feel like they dress a little bit different. They're not wearing suits or anything, but it felt like as soon as you hear Harlan's voice and their lip syncing is spot on. Okay, so that was one. That was great. You see the play on the top half of the screen, and there are 2 faces on the other part of the screen on the shipmates. And then there was darts, like this iconic, memorable.
Wait, hold up, they're Australian?
These 2 guys are? Okay. And then what was the other one? A funny one from Fenway Park. So it's like a variety of different calls. Excuse me. Had to sneeze there.
Bless you.
Thank you. But it's good. Like they do a good job. Like people that impersonate things, literally if you're lip syncing, you can just lip sync. You say the exact words at the right time. But it feels like they're embodying the announcers to me. I think they do a good job of that. Like the one that's the Boston one at Fenway, it's a innocuous play. It's not really about the play. It's about them talking about the crowd, the what they see in the crowd. And there's a lot of quiet time, almost like giggling time from the announcers. And then they pick back up and they're acting like they're giggling because you don't see the real announcers. It's just good. Thank you for that text.
They got a Gus Johnson one that's pretty good.
Oh, no, Gus. Over the top Gus, but I got to see that. And it works because it could be 85% of the call is the one person. And then when the other guy jumps in, I don't know why it makes me laugh. But thank you for sending that text. We do appreciate it. Last night, memorable moment in the Garden. Tyrese Halliburton hits what he thought was the game winner, does the choke gesture, much like Reggie Miller did, who was on the call. Tyrese addressed that after the game.
I wasn't like plotting on it or anything. Everybody wanted me to do it like last year at some different point, but it's just gotta feel right. And it felt right at the time. If I would have known it was a 2, I would not have done it. So I think I might have wasted it. If I do it again, then people might say I'm like aura farming. So I'm not, I don't plan on using it again.
They might say I'm what?
Aura farming.
Oh, okay. Dork. How about his coach, Rick Carlisle? Because the play was maybe not the best idea. This is the second time he's done it. Circled back out, launched what he thought was a 3, and it ended up being a 2, got the bounce. But Rick Carlisle on his point guard.
Players can do what they want. And it's an emotional thing. This is a difficult time of the year. So it's not a big deal to me. Tyrese is earning the right to do whatever he wants.
Yeah, probably talking about the gesture, but when athletes do it, of course you can do it. I mean, I think when you do that, though, it doesn't mean the other team still has to stop you. The other fan base can mock you all they want. I saw Kings fans last season when the Kings knocked the Warriors out of the play-in. I mean, the amount of people I saw in the crowd doing the night to Steph, sure. I mean, you could do that.
Here's where I'm going to defend Tyrese.
Oh, I'm curious.
Because I think it was stupid and he's an idiot. But
right.
There's a lot of people that were saying like, oh, if you do that, you better win the series. You got to win the series because if you go out doing that, and I'm like, absolutely not. If you have a chance to celebrate right now because, hey, you might not be celebrating later. So get the most out of it right now.
Yeah, because even in that clip, I mean, whether you agree or disagree with it, Tyree's like, people wanted me to do it last year. So he knew he missed a chance last year.
That is the thing that I had a problem with. It's like, okay.
So now it's planned.
He's like, oh, I didn't plan this, but people were telling me I should do it, but I wasn't going to. But yeah, that's why I did it.
Well, yeah. And then he said the moment had to be right. There's not much. I don't know that he'll be like, they could win the series. They could win the next couple of games and win games by like 12, 9, 14. He had the ball on an incredible comeback, hit what he thought was the game-winning 3. And in definition of what the Knicks did, it would be a choke. And Reggie Miller famously did that before when they did that in the Garden. It all felt right. It's just weird that it was thought of ahead of time. But then he did it. And we'll see. Now, obviously, if the Knicks win, their fans will be showing that right back to Tyrese Halliburton, but he's well aware of that. All right, what to watch tonight? Well, you've got Minnesota and OKC in game 2 from OKC. We'll have day baseball, a day game at Sutter Health Park, the Angels and the A's. We have, the Giants are off. They'll begin a series with the Nationals tomorrow. Let's see. You've got the Indiana Fever at the Atlanta Dream. If you're a WNBA fan, and Caitlin Clark back playing it again against the Dream. And the Charles Schwab Challenge, round 1 from Fort Worth, Texas. So plenty of sporting events going on tonight to follow. We'll talk a little bit more about those. We've got Crosstalk with Alan Stiles, celebrity birthdays as well. Alan joins us next.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. What's going on, Chad, for Chrysler's Employee Pricing Plus event?
If you've been struggling to find the right Ram heavy duty that fits within your budget, the search is over with Hoblet's Employee Pricing Plus event, where we give you the employee price and then take even more off. Right now, save up to 10% off MSRP on brand new 2025 Ram heavy duty 2500s and 3500s. Don't miss your chance to save big like the Employee of the Month at Hoblet Dodge.
And you're always one of the top Ram truck dealers in the entire nation.
It's true, and I think it boils down to our huge selection of hard-to-find Ram heavy duties with over 300 available and our award-winning customer service.
Search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com.
10% total net savings on select new 2025 Ram 3500 Laramie after 1,500 factory rebates and 9,075 dealer discount, including employee pricing for all. Rebates include $500 on the job upfit. Must show eligible upfit. And Hoblet discount between $7,100 and $9,075, depending on trim level, for a total of 10% off MSRP. Aid of this net savings. Sample VIN 02043. See dealer for details.
What a laser from Brock Purdy, and what a catch.
San Francisco 49ers single game tickets are available now.
Intercepted by Fred Warner. Fred gets up and runs back the other way. One block and he's in. Gonna throw left for the end zone. It's caught by George Kittle.
Secure your seats at 49ers.com/tickets.
Touchdown!
I'm Ken Korak with your Green and Gold Report, brought to you by Comcast Business, powering possibilities. Well, we know it's still fairly early, but in a poll conducted by MLB.com, A's shortstop Jacob Wilson was the runaway leader for American League Rookie of the Year. And why not? He leads AL rookies in virtually every important offensive category. The last A's Rookie of the Year? Andrew Bailey back in 2009. Comcast Business helps turn today's small businesses into engines of modern business. It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. It's how retailers become seamlessly restocking, cyber-securing must-visit shops. And it's how healthcare offices become data-managing caregivers that we all depend on. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, advanced fiber solutions, and Wi-Fi backup, Comcast Business is powering the engine of modern business.
The Hagen Oaks Cutting Edge Putter Fitting Studio offers you more technology, more choices, and more service. Hagen Oaks wants to be your go-to total golf game fitter. With $30,000 worth of state-of-the-art technology ready for your fitting, Hagen Oaks will help you make your best putting stroke while finding the best putter design, shape, hosel, length, and loft for your game. Schedule your fitting at the Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio by calling 916-808-2531. That's 808-2531 for more.
Water. It's more than just a word. It's morning routines, backyard memories, and everything in between. At Roseville Environmental Utilities, we're not just managing water, we're protecting it. Smart planning, conservation, innovation. We make every drop count for today and tomorrow. Let's keep the promise together. Find out how you can help at roseville.ca.us/water promise. Roseville Environmental Utilities. Water. It's not just a word, it's our promise.
This is the story of the one.
As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
It's time for the news of the day.
The latest headlines, the biggest stories, hard-hitting analysis.
Yeah, this is none of those things.
And now,
here's Carmichael.
It's Tuesday. What are you talking about?
Right.
Let's start with this. What is coming up on the show? I'm not going to cut you off. We're not going to commercial.
All right.
You have the form. What is coming up?
This is nice.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do with this time. Roundtable coming up. That's going to be at 12.
Who's in today?
Frankie's still out. Yes, thank you.
Where is this guy?
Frankie's still out. Yeah, he's raising
having more kids?
Give me a break.
we bring the boom.
That's right.
That's what we do.
So, yeah, Frankie's still out. Brendan will be in. Chris Watkins will be in. So we are going to have some fun. Yeah, we're going to have some fun with that. Our trade target for today. Anthony is in. Kyle Ledbetter is out. He's in hot Atlanta enjoying himself. He deserves it. But he did leave us with a trade candidate gift, a trade target, as always. And what we've been doing, I'll do it right now, Jason.
Yeah.
We've been saying hints. So yesterday it was Cole Anthony. I said gritty point guard. His dad played in the league, and he was in a terrible dunk contest in the Eastern Conference. And a lot of people got it right. So today, a young and upcoming wing who Allen has been in love with, somewhat of a breakout season, but he plays on a bad team in the Western Conference.
I don't know this answer. That's good. You think the audience knows?
They'll know because I talk about this guy all the time.
I should, though, but I'm not.
Yeah.
It'll probably be one of those where I go, oh, yeah, that's right.
When he got traded, nobody really knew why he got traded because he was also traded from a bad team.
Okay.
To another young team, kind of a breakout season, but the team did not do much.
I think I remember who it is. Yeah. Okay.
That's my guy.
Yeah.
And it's going to cost us.
I knew it is. I was going to say, I'm
It's gonna
anxious to
cost
hear
us.
what the damage would be.
I haven't seen it. Kyle wrote it up before he got on the plane.
So roundtable 11, trade targets.
Roundtable at 12.
Oh, sorry, 12.
Trade target at 11.
Gotcha.
I did it backwards.
Okay. Gotcha. No problem. Where are you on the Tyrese Halliburton?
What?
Just,
I want to ask you.
Yeah.
Because we had a conversation on Crosstalk. I don't know if you remember this a couple months ago or so, where we went back and forth on, is Tyrese Halliburton better than De'Aaron Fox? I don't know if you remember that.
Yes.
I said I think he is.
Yes.
You said I don't know that we can say that yet.
I would have said no. I probably still do, but I mean, like, it's so hard when you're not in the fight and the other one is and keeps producing. It feels one-sided at the moment. I'm convinced if De'Aaron's in these moments, he's going off.
Okay.
But you got to get there.
Yeah.
I mean, so
yeah,
I could keep saying that if De'Aaron gets to like 2 playoffs in his career, it's like, is he?
Yeah.
Is he any better? I mean, Tyrese is backing it up.
Yeah.
But how is he in these moments so many times?
I don't know.
And that shot, I mean, that whole thing is iconic. I mean, whether you like it or not, it's funny that he did the gesture and it wasn't for the game. I mean, I don't blame him. I thought it was.
I thought it was too.
And then it's like, what if they lose? But they didn't.
No.
And I'm sure New York hates him, but it does. He likes that.
Oh yeah, it's perfect. It's perfect, and especially when you play in a smaller market. I know Indiana's a bit historic, but smaller market. I mean, you have to do stuff like that. I don't know if you saw, and I was a bit surprised. Not from the. I keep saying the Oklahoma City thing, I don't know that it's about Shea or how they play, whatever it is. I think it's a combination, but those ratings were terrible from the first Western Conference Finals game. And I thought, okay, you got Ant, you got Shea, and people that like to hate on the NBA are kind of circling it. Ant might find himself in those moments. Mm-hmm. It's just tough. And I spent a lot of time on why Shea doesn't do it for me, right? But as far as Halliburton is concerned, he's got it. He's got it. You know, he's got it more so than I would say Brunson from a marketing perspective. And that's why when I heard it last night, everyone was saying, ever since he got called most overrated, he's been going off. It was really only 14, 15 dudes. Right. But to me, it was never overrated. It was, this guy is more popular than, and maybe it's together, maybe it's combined, but this guy's more popular than he should be, and it kind of annoys me. Yeah. That's really what I think these players were saying, but there's a reason for that. Yeah. He's got it.
And I think
Andy's annoying.
What's that?
Andy's annoying.
And he makes you feel something.
You're right.
I don't feel anything watching Shea.
But I also feel like the players feel something.
Yes.
And was saying that earlier, even when he was a King, and it was probably more, pro Halliburton for everything he does. I'm like, man, a lot of guys seem to be bothered by him. And then Dame, who I think the world of, is like, Dame Lillard seems to hate. Why does Dame hate him? And it does seem like there's too many people now on a list that are, forget fan bases, it's players in the league that don't like him.
Yeah. And I think it's good for the league.
Yeah.
You need, parody this, parody that. That's fine and good, but you need characters.
Right.
You need characters. And this would be the first kind of, I know it was Trae Young and that's the thing. It can change, right? Mm-hmm. It was Trae Young in New York for 5 months, a year, right? Whenever he goes there once a year. Wow, Trae Young, they still hate him. Now Trae Young's old news now. Right. You got to keep it going.
Yeah. It always changes.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's get to it here in a final couple of moments before you take over here, Alan. It is time for Celebrity Birthdays, brought to you by our friends at Crumble Cookies. Birthdays are meant to be spent with family and friends, and nothing brings family and friends together better than Crumble Cookies. Saw the staff email. Apparently, it's Whitey Gleason's birthday. Happy birthday, Whitey.
Whitey, happy
70...
birthday.
Not doing that.
Oh, I'm not doing it.
Yeah. But we will do this. You're at a disadvantage because we're going to start with movies.
Okay.
This would be one for Dave because he said his wife loves this movie more than just about any movie around, but it's in your wheelhouse as far as time frame. Encino Man.
Ooh.
Do you know this movie?
I think so.
Okay.
Who's in it?
Brendan Fraser.
Pauly Shore.
He's a caveman.
Oh, yeah.
Sean Astin.
Crisco.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm going to be right on this. I'm going to say 1993.
These movies. 94.
Went the wrong way. 1992.
I thought it was either 92 or 93.
I thought Brendan Fraser a little bit more
mid-90s.
Don't worry, I'm taking it as a loss.
The latest one is coming out maybe this weekend, The Final Reckoning, but Mission Impossible, the first one.
I thought you were going to say Jurassic Park.
Oh, yeah. There's another one
with
of those.
all these movies, who's going to tap out first?
Wait for that Jurassic Park.
So why is that one good for you, but like some of these other franchises?
I know why.
What other franchise? What franchise don't I like?
Mission Impossible.
No, I like it. It's just I haven't seen them all. I don't have a problem with it.
I know you love. When's John or Ballerina? Is it
a couple weeks?
Okay.
I know why Chris wants this Jurassic Park.
Why?
Because of the casting.
No.
Who are you thinking?
I've literally seen every Jurassic Park in theaters.
Colin Jost's wife.
Oh. Okay. She's in it.
She's in it.
Yeah, I've seen it.
So I'm going to see this, and I've seen every other, including 3 in the theaters because of Colin Joseph's wife.
I didn't say.
You literally said that.
Well, I know you're into it because you've seen the other ones.
Oh.
So you're saying the first Jurassic Park?
No, first Mission Impossible.
Chris, did you say something yet?
No. Would you like me to?
Yes.
Man, I think it's 1996.
Okay.
95.
We have a correct answer. 1996. Christopher Todd. All right, here we go. Now back to level playing field, Alan.
Okay.
Happy birthday to Supermodel. Yeah, it's a nice title to be a supermodel. Naomi Campbell.
Oh. Man. These are always tough.
I have no idea.
Yeah, I'm
say
going
about supermodels.
That's right. They've been around at modeling.
Okay.
48.
50.
Chris is closer, 55. Tennis star Novak Djokovic.
It's Wayne Brady going to have to Djokovic. By the way, Stan Barrett.
Yeah.
Do you see 25 years? They're not going to renew his contract.
I know
ESPN.
they're leaving LA, but he's out.
I guess so.
Oh, sorry, Stan.
25. Come on over.
Yeah.
You got a spot. Who was it?
Novak. It was Jurassic Park. Novak Djokovic.
Right? I mean, he's been playing for a while, right? Is he at 40?
33.
Is he at 4-0? 33? Oh, I'll just take the W. 37.
Alan's closest, 38.
Yeah.
Let's go with Lauri Markkanen.
Future King.
28.
I think Chris is right, but I'm going to say 29.
We have a correct answer. It is 28. Tommy John.
Oh. Now here's a polo.
68.
It's a pitcher that everybody has the surgery from.
That was Tommy Hilfiger.
Yeah.
68, that's it. 72.
Alan's closest, but off by 10 years. 82nd birthday for Tommy John. All right, that's it for us. Alan Stiles coming your way next. Our thanks to Christopher Laud. Our thanks to Kelly Brothers, Sam Amick, and Nick Kurtz. We appreciate all of you for listening. Alan Stiles coming your way next here on Sacktown Sports.
The Sacktown Sports 1140 newsletter. Right to your email. Get your latest on the Sacramento Kings, UC Davis, and Sac State with the Sacktown Sports 1140 newsletter. Visit sacktownsports.com to join.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
My car is making this noise. Sometimes it's like doot, 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 and sometimes it's like